Hey there, is your monitor running? You should go out and catch it. Oh! Welcome to the WAN Show. We got a great show lined up for you guys. We're going to be talking about Microsoft's big foray into handheld gaming, or should I say, small little step.
Dip of the toe.
Put pinky toe in water.
Yeah.
We're also going to be talking about Apple's jam-packed WWDC, which I gotta say, I wasn't involved in the creation of this video, so I'm going to say two things real quick. One, great job, team. I watched the finished output, and I was just like, no notes, upload it. Freaking awesome. And then number two, great job, Apple. I watched the video, no notes, send it. What else we got this week?
We got reviewed.
Oh, we did.
Our products.
We did.
A few of them.
We actually got...
We got reviewed twice.
We more than that.
Really?
Do you know about the backpack comparison? Us versus Ridge? Yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah.
What the heck?
We get reviewed a lot lately. I don't know what's going on. It's almost like we make a bunch of products and people are like, oh, well, we should review them.
That's wild. Also, the second most important thing on this entire doc is that Spaceballs 2 was announced.
The show is brought to you today by Vessi, Odoo, and DeleteMe. And of course, as usual, our wrap partner is dbrand. Our laptop partner is Dell. And our chair partner is... I always lean the wrong way. I always lean like it's a mirror, but it's a camera feed. Secret Lab. All right, should we jump right into Shift Fashion Group reviewing our clothing? If you guys missed it, Shift Fashion Group, a creator known for breaking down clothing from big retail brands, reviewed some LTTStore merch. They had a lot to say about our t-shirts in particular, and our fashion team is going to be doing a react video to share their expert thoughts. You guys are going to be able to catch that soon on Floatplane, and because we didn't want there to be a perception that this is like something we're trying to paywall our response to, that's going to be a rare Floatplane exclusive that is also going to go up on LMG Clips, so our WAN Show Clips channel. That's where we do put exclusives sometimes.
We're just doing it right away.
We're just doing it. I don't know if it'll be right away, but it'll be very soon.
Gotcha.
So we're going to put it up there so you guys can check out their response.
Cool.
I'm really interested
in seeing the response.
I'm very excited to watch it because I didn't have a merch meeting this week. They're only every other week, so I haven't had a chance to talk to the team since Shift Fashion Group uploaded their video. So that's going to be super cool.
Cool.
They also had some
Apparently it is right away.
They had some. Okay, there you go. They had some.
Oh, it will also not. Got him. It will also not take up an exclusive upload slot.
This is what it's like, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. You get used to it.
They also had some really positive things to say about our cargo pants, which, by the way, I am wearing. They actually tied for 4th place all time on the channel's leaderboard. They were very pleased with the task jacket, too, both of which are newer, more recently developed garments. So I'm very excited then about the direction that our team's going. And our discussion topic today is, how does it feel, I guess, to even be considered in the same conversation as major brands like Uniqlo? I mean, we've always had a goal of creating products rather than, creator merch. And I think that if we were to go back and look at our earliest attempts, I mean, even something like the water bottle, ignoring the refined, more easily cleanable, not to mention more rugged clip version of the top that we have created more recently. This is just an existing water bottle design. And I literally, we have a Lost and Found at Smash Champs, the badminton center, where I get people leave water bottles all the time because it's a sports facility. So I get to see all the different brands that are clearly using the exact same tooling for their water bottles. We just did a cool print on a water bottle. You go back to our very early products, even on the fashion side as well, where we were just printing on top of off-the-shelf shirts and doing our best with things like the original Stealth hoodie, where they were okay, but we've clearly learned a lot. And you look at where we've come now, the fact that we are even being looked at with the same level of scrutiny as big names in the industry, honestly, pretty exciting to me. And I guess that's not really a discussion question. I guess I kind of did all the discussion without really letting you get a word in edgewise. This is a terrible show. It's a terrible show.
I just
justice for Luke.
I just want to say that this isn't the type of content that I would necessarily personally spend a bunch of time watching on YouTube. But I watched this whole video, and not only was it like really interesting to see our stuff get looked at in this way, because we've had Project Farm did the screwdriver and the shirt, I think.
He did the shirt. It was more ad hoc, the shirt.
Yeah, well, all of his stuff is...
I think there's definitely product categories that he has a little bit more lockdown domain knowledge that is applicable to.
Sure, But it was fun seeing like actual people that are into this specific thing look at our clothing. And not only was it kind of fun to watch, but I think their hosting was really cool. And... their hosting was really cool. I thought the video was good and the host was good as well. And it was just neat. I'm actually like kind of interested in checking out more of this stuff because it was fun how educational it was. Like learned a bunch of stuff just about...
Oh, dude. I love merch meeting.
Oh, yeah. This felt like my... Because I don't go to merch meeting. So this felt like kind of that for me, if that makes sense.
Dude, it's amazing how...
It's cool to learn stuff.
It's amazing how perspective broadening it is to talk to experts in a field that you take for granted.
Yeah.
So like, I guarantee you, here, can you grab that white thing on the edge of the table? I guarantee you that if you sat down with the scientists who determine the optimal frickin' dimple pattern on this, and the optimal size of this roll for the turn radius versus the number of layers, and like what looks bigger to the consumer on the shelf, and why are they this long? There is so much thought, and there's so much care and consideration and science that goes into the things around us that there's an unlimited capacity for learning interesting things if you have a curious mind. And one of the big perspective changes, I think, for me, as I've gotten older and as I've learned how little I know, and not even that, but how little I think about things like that have been deeply considered, the more understanding I am of the people in my life who don't give a shit about tech.
Because there's stuff going on for them still. Because
to me, it's so obvious that I should know like how many FPS a graphics card might have before I buy it, and that I should fundamentally understand the design balance between cost and power consumption, and how loud it is, and how what it's going to fit in, and all of these considerations. But then I'll need a drill bit, and I will literally just go to Rona. And I'll be like, I don't know, that one looks like it's made with good quality, and I will take it home.
It might work for the right materials.
And for me, the way that I will use that drill bit, I don't care. It doesn't really matter.
They're going to use it enough times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional craftsman or whatever.
Yeah. So
it doesn't really matter. Whereas if I'm the kind of person who uses my gaming PC a lot, then I'm going to put my points. I'm going to put my character building points, my time points into that. And it's made me a lot more understanding and a lot more, it's made it easier, I think, for me to try to communicate the value.
Except noobs.
No, it's not that. It's altered the way we've done our content is what I'll say.
Yeah.
And we still want to do graphs. We still want to do charts. We still want to include numbers for the people who care about it. But if you listen to what we're actually saying in the background, we're kind of telling you what you pretty much need to know if you don't care about all of that. Because I'm a lot more open to the idea that you cannot care about that, and that's actually okay.
Yeah.
Because, and like, dude, if I had told my like forum dweller, like 17-year-old self any of this, he'd have been so mad. He'd have written a thing like this long about how anyone who spends $30 more and gets 3% less should spend $30 less and get 3% more performance. That other product is completely invalid to the point where it shouldn't even exist. We should only have the one that's like the better choice. And it's like, like seriously, dude, I'd get back in like the Athlon 64 days. Okay.
Yeah,
like I would actually get upset at people who bought a Pentium D and just bought a Pentium D because they like Intel. And I'm like, yo, it's so hot. And I literally would see this years later. Like, it's so hot, it is going to discolor the back of your motherboard socket from how flippin' hot this thing is. The performance is worse. And Intel, with the arrogance they had back then, didn't discount at all. It was just more expensive, hotter, and worse. And it's like, your decision is invalid. Was my attitude back then. And these days I'm a lot more, dude, I'm so much more just, you know what? Like, people will ask me, what phone should I buy? And you should buy a phone you like. You know, it's been interesting. I don't know.
I used to be more opinionated about Apple.
I was about to get into Apple. I don't think the first video is out yet, but we are doing a switch to iPhone challenge for lifelong Android users. And my wife, going back to, I think, the original Samsung Galaxy, like before it was called S or One or anything. Was it S? I can't remember. I think maybe it was a Galaxy 2. Whatever. She has been a Samsung Android user for literally like as long as Galaxy phones have existed. And she's gone iPhone. And it's been very interesting hearing her perspective as someone who has tried it before. She actually gave it a shot like 5 or 6 years ago. I was like, you should try an iPhone, just see how you like it. And she hated it. And I'm not going to spoil too much, but I will say that it's a different experience than last time.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
The most eye-opening part for me, and I've talked about this on WAN before, but my mom had to switch from, we were an Android household, you know? Everybody had Android phones.
We're an Android house.
Yeah, and then
we're not real people. We're just androids.
she had to get an iPhone for work, and she got it. And just watching the adoption curve, like knowing where she was at with Android, which was like, you know,
functional.
That's about there. And then watching within like a day or two on iPhone, just whew, like she used to do things that would have taken time for me to try to figure out how to do, and she would do them accidentally. Like how she used to send emails that were text messages all the time, and like all this stuff. I'm like, man, I don't even know how you figured out how to do this. And then she goes onto an iPhone, and it's just, everything just kind of clicked right away. And it's like, okay, maybe it's not worse. It's just not really made for me. That's okay. That took a bit for me to accept. Nexus S was, or Nexus 5, are you saying? Nexus S was an amazing freaking device.
I will say, Raxus, there are certain things about the sort of the iPhone argument that I just can't get behind. So Raxus says, do you still have an iPhone? iMessage FaceTime is super nice. No. I'm sorry. I kind of flatly reject that, because any communication platform that is not compatible with everyone in your life, regardless of how much money they have to spend on their phone, is not a good communication platform. Like if we imagine when the telephone, the landline telephone network was, built up, when I was a kid in the 90s, if I literally like had a degraded call experience with some of my friends because their parents like didn't have the like BC Tel, line. They had the whatever line. I'm just like, what are you even talking about? And the fact that iMessage at least supports RCS, so there's encryption and there's like rich media support cross-platform. Now, sure, you like iMessage? Sure, I don't care. Whatever, use iMessage. Sure, you like it? That's great. Go for it. But FaceTime has created an environment where like I have relatives, for instance, who love FaceTime. Well, guess what? I don't use an iPhone. And now I have to train them to use something else because Apple knows that if they build cross-platform compatibility into FaceTime, that there will be absolutely no reason to care about the iPhone's FaceTime and no lock-in. So now I have to go and train them how to use another app when realistically, if Apple was willing to make it cross-platform, or if something else was the norm, something that just was cross-platform, we just wouldn't have this problem. I love technology as a solution to a problem. I don't love it as the creation of a problem. And FaceTime is both. It is the solution to a problem. It is built-in, convenient video messaging or video calling, which is great. That's so awesome. Breaking down the barriers, especially for families that are geographically dispersed, for video face-to-face communication was hugely beneficial, like to the world. Skype changed the world, like in a big way, and it changed our ability to have relationships with people who are at great distances from each other.
Classic Microsoft changed the world with a communication service and then just do nothing with it and abandon it and close it down later on.
Yeah. But then it also creates this cross-platform incompatibility issue that can only be solved with a multi-hundreds of dollars purchase. No, that's f***ed up. So I respect the good things that Apple has done with FaceTime and iMessage, but I completely do not respect the lockdown, the walled garden, this kid is ostracized because they don't have the right brand of phone and therefore their messages, screw up the group chat. Use a different fucking group chat then. Like I'm sorry, but I don't view what computer someone uses as a valid reason that someone should be ostracized or should be thought anything of in any way. Like it's comical if it wasn't actually happening.
That was an unplanned topic.
Oh, yeah.
That's not a bad option.
Yeah, we could talk about WWDC now because there's a lot of really cool stuff that's going on from WWDC. Like, this is like 3 pages of the doc to the point where I don't think we're going to be able to talk through all of it. Mm-hmm. I don't really think I need to touch on liquid glass too much. It's basically transparency in the interface. It's Windows Vista Arrow, excuse me.
I think it's sick.
Which apparently Microsoft kind of took a little dig at them. But honestly, Microsoft, I think your dig was ill-conceived. And the reason for that is that if you knew that Arrow was so great,
why'd you
ever abandon it?
Why did you ever do the monstrosity that was Windows 8 and 8.1?
Arrow was king. And you know what? Now the king is back, but on Apple. How could you let this happen, Microsoft? Yeah. How could you let this happen? Glass looks so good. I really like it. There are some people saying that the accessibility could be a concern. It could be less readable. I think that's a valid concern. Hopefully, Apple can address this through the accessibility menu. Maybe you could play around with the transparency.
Yeah. It seems pretty easy to solve. I don't know if they'll do it, but it seems pretty easy to solve.
One thing Apple does do very, very well is have really common sense features for their phones buried 8 menus deep in the accessibility menu.
Nice.
So if you actually have like a real device use problem, there is a strong possibility that it's sitting there in accessibility for you to get taken care of. CarPlay. Oh man, CarPlay looks a lot better. I think both Android Auto and CarPlay are due for this kind of, or maybe even more reimagining. Like there's one thing that still drives me crazy on Android Auto. I can't just set and lock what my 4 like favorite icons are on the bottom. As far as I know, you guys feel free to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but it's just my 4 most recent. I don't actually want that. I want the 4 that I want the most, and then I want to press the button to go to like my apps menu. That's the other thing too, is it uses the same button to go split screen and then to go to your all apps menu.
Ooh.
Why?
That's wacky. I don't like that.
So I have to press it twice if I want to. Anyway.
Sebascontre, I don't know, in full plane chat said in beta 1 there's already a reduced transparency option and accessibility.
There
so
you
they're
go.
already solving it.
There you go.
Don't stress about it.
So yeah, CarPlay. Getting a phone call no longer consumes the entire screen, and they're going to have widgets. Widgets?
Oh, nice.
Are you kidding me? Again, Vista innovation. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. CarPlay Ultra is a vastly more integrated car infotainment system. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Aston Martin looks like it's going to be the exclusive launch partner for it in North America. So
Okay, so
who cares?
4 people will get it.
Yeah, honestly, I am extremely over this concept of taking the computers that we already had in our pockets and having our cars have a redundant computer that runs functionally the same operating system. The whole CarPlay Android Auto thing, wireless casting, is peak car data integration in my opinion, and any move away from that, I am strongly opposed to at this point. I'm sorry, I can't get behind this. I mean, if CarPlay, this I don't know. Will a CarPlay Ultra car support Android Auto? Because you can get a car that has Android Automotive. My wife's new car has Android Automotive, so it actually runs Android natively, but you can still CarPlay to it. Let's see. Does anyone know? I don't see anyone in chat, so we'll have to see how it goes. What else we got? There's a bunch of new Apple Intelligence stuff. Live translation of on-screen content and audio. That's cool. Visual intelligence will look at stuff on your screen, tell you information about it. It's basically Google Lens. Yep. Call screening. Apple finally has call screening. Dude.
That's actually... That's the coolest announcement from this event, I think.
My Pixel 9a, aside from the outstanding battery life, haven't been too happy with it. It's I have often issues where my keyboard doesn't come up, where my voice dictation thing doesn't come up. I have to like close the app and reopen it, or like go to a different one and reopen it. My my ambient light detector, or my ambient light sensor is like all over the place often, especially in like one of my bathrooms at home, which, you know, if you're anything like me, the can is somewhere it's
one of your primary phone times.
Frequently use your phone.
Yeah.
So it's pretty annoying to have my brightness going like...
Nobody else is going to do those chess puzzles for you.
But the one thing keeping me from just being like, screw this, I'm going to, get a new Samsung Fold or something, is the call screening.
Oh, dude.
Game changer. Because for years, like my phone number is, and I'm just going to mute my ringer now because it always makes some dumbass go look for it, but my phone number is not hard to find. In fact, most prominent people's phone numbers
not hard to find. Epic video.
And so for years now, I just don't answer my phone. So don't even bother, because I literally won't answer my phone. But what the call screening feature has done is it has enabled me to not miss calls from actual people who need to reach me. So I'll have packages returned to sender. I'll miss appointments, like on a semi-regular basis, because every single time I've changed my phone number in the past, it has like immediately leaked again.
Oh yeah.
So I think there's just someone who works at a carrier or at somewhere that they have access to, just like the nationwide cell phone directory or something, that just uploads it or something. I don't know. I don't know how it happened, but the very last time, it wasn't that I leaked it, which had happened before that. It just appeared in one of these databases. And I was like, well, you know what? I'm just not going to bother anymore. I'm just not going to answer my phone.
But with call screening,
I can answer my phone.
Yeah.
And I can mostly not, because most of the time it's nothing.
Yes.
Which is pretty sick.
Yeah.
Love it. Love call screening.
Yeah, I will not get a phone that does not have call screening at this point.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It is considering all phones are becoming so samey. It's a must-have feature.
I'm super into this next one, hold detection. So it'll be able to tell the difference if music's playing or not. Honestly, though, music playing or not is not my main issue, because I have no problem just putting my phone aside or putting an earphone in and just leaving it in my pocket and just like going about my day. The only time it bugs me is when they have a recorded message that pops up. Thanks for staying on the line. Your call is important to us, and we'll be getting to you in priority sequence. Hey, have you checked out our recent promotions on... Shut up! Because every single time that plays, I think, oh, it's it's the bloody message
Especially
again.
when there's an annoyingly long pause after, hey.
So what I wonder is if their hold detection will be able to account for that. Because that's what I need.
Yeah.
And if it can, then I'm so... dude, that could be iPhone switchable worthy.
And Adam has a note here, which is, would you actually be able to trust this? Every time I'm on hold, the issue is important enough that I'm not going to risk messing up. I think not always. I don't think I would always trust it, but there are definitely times where it's like, if it screws up, I could call back.
Yeah.
It's fine. I just need to get in contact with these people like today, not this second. So yeah, I would use it for sure, just not all the time.
Messages, typing indicator for group chats.
Wow, welcome to current year.
Adam thought they didn't have this.
Yeah.
This is my whole thing. It's like, iMessage is so great, it's worth being on the iPhone. No, it isn't. It's just dude, text exchange applications are a utility at this point. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. New message screening moves unknown numbers to a separate inbox. I mean, yeah, it's kind of cool. Payment via Apple Cash and group chats.
That's actually kind of
That is amazing.
That's also pretty sick.
And would change the world if it didn't require everyone to have an iPhone. So I don't really care until another party does this. And once they do, then this is fantastic because literally none of my social groups use iMessage.
Oh.
Because literally all of my social groups have a mix of Android and Apple users. So like, say for example, like my Saturday badminton group, everyone pays for the session after the fact to the organizer. And it's like such a hassle for them to chase it down. This doesn't solve the problem because we don't all have iPhones. So as soon as a cross-platform this is a thing, that's going to be sick.
People have pointed out in Full Plane Chat that apparently Pixels already have hold detection. I didn't even know.
I did not know that either.
I don't wait on hold that option often, so...
Yeah, not anymore. I used to a lot more, but now I have a lot of help, and that helps.
And also just email and web chats are like better these days.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, Noki says, checked most auto manufacturers. Seems like a select few support both Android Auto and CarPlay simultaneously. But are you talking... I'm talking about CarPlay Ultra, though. Lots of them support them both. But I'm talking about CarPlay Ultra. Will any of those with the deep integration with Apple in the infotainment system, will they support Android Auto? That I don't know. All right, you can keep IDs in your Apple Wallet in certain states. That's super cool. I actually lost my wallet. I don't know if I told you that. That's
got to be very annoying.
Yeah, I arrived at Vancouver Airport and I went to get in my car. This was after my trip for the Microsoft Xbox announcement, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna." I don't know why. I don't even know why I put my hand in my right pocket, but I was like, "Oh my god, I don't have my wallet. My keys are in here. I have all my other things. I have my loadout. I don't have my wallet." So I had the last time I had used it was to buy something at Los Angeles International. So I either left it on the counter where I bought a breakfast burrito at LAX, or it was on the plane, or it was in YVR somewhere. And no matter where of those places it was behind a security checkpoint that I could no longer cross. So I filed lost and found reports with YVR, LAX, and United Airlines. And I gotta say, it's something I haven't done in a while, and lost and founds have gotten better. Do you know how LAX does it? You literally do not have to contact them. You just go on the lost and found website, you put in what category of item it is, there's a bunch of filters for like colors and description, and they just post pictures of everything they found.
How is that not rife for abuse?
Well, because you have to prove it's yours.
How do you do that? Through
I
the
tell them,
automated system?
no. You have to talk to someone to claim it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but to find out if
So
they
you
have it.
select the item, and then you have to go through a person.
And then there's pictures.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Yeah. So you select it. You'd be like, that's mine.
Yeah.
And then you fill out a whole thing or something. I don't know. They didn't find it.
That's cool.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you have to like do stuff to get it. But like not having to, because you're in that stressed out state of mind, right? So being able to just go look, and they say, yeah, it takes about up to 48 hours, but we just post it all here. So you don't have to, I don't know. Anyway, I thought it was cool. Anyway, it was United Airlines that ended up finding it. So it must have fallen out of my pocket or something when I was on the plane. So I got it back. And it was only my most recent experience that made me wonder how it is that in present year, we're still carrying around, car keys is another one. Like the fact that when I drove the Tesla for a couple of weeks when I was doing the review of my in-laws' car, I was like, this is amazing. This is completely life-changing. Why did I ever carry keys? This is awesome. And then also wallets. Why do I have to carry a certificate that I am licensed to drive a vehicle? Literally.
I mean, it made sense for a really long time.
Yeah, it made sense for a really long time. But literally, the cop pulled over behind me has a computer and I know they have it because I literally see them using it while they're driving all the time. Distracted driving.
They're allowed.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, they've got their computer there that has its photo ID. It has a picture. What is the difference? What is the difference?
I would still carry my wallet.
You would.
2 reasons, I think.
Really?
I don't trust myself to have my phone not be dead.
Interesting.
I have a Pixel, so it's pretty common.
The 9A fixes it. Dude, my battery life's amazing. Anyway.
For now, we'll see.
Oh, dude, no. It's iPhone-like. It's amazing.
All right. Still not enough to get me to buy a new phone. But then the other one is, as Nicholas Cage pointed out, do you really want to like hand a cop your unlocked phone with your ID on it?
I think that could be solved. I think you could just...
can see it on a lock screen.
Yeah.
I still don't want to hand them my phone at all.
I guess.
Here's this thing that is exactly as much information as you need and nothing more. Thank you.
I think that's solvable. I think having it on the lock screen solves it to me. But I mean, I understand the perspective.
They go away with it though.
But I would love to have it as an option.
It feels like the same thing to me when you're in the States and you got to pay for something at a restaurant and they take your card and walk away. And I'm like, what are you doing?
In Canada, that's not normal. People don't take your credit card out of your site. You actually hold it the whole time and they give you the payment terminal, at least in Western Canada. I can't speak to the entire country. Maybe there's other norms elsewhere. But the fact that in the States, they still like take it away to put in their machine is pretty wild to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, dude, like I don't know, man. I would get rid of a wallet so fast. And almost everything in my wallet I could replace digitally except my stupid driver's stupid license. So I still have to carry around a car-shaped thing or a card-shaped thing no matter what. G-Freak says, I disagree about the phone as a key. The experience is objectively worse than a fob. Tesla also has cards. So, like, for me, the issue with the fob is just that it's so bulky. I wouldn't even care if they were compact, which they totally could be. Like
your fob is bulky. Not all fobs are bulky.
Big. And like the ones that
you just your fob, you just need to, people have to know when you put it on the table. You have to be able to roll up somewhere and be like, my car is better than yours.
He's referencing something. Okay, so fine, I'll just tell the story. I was so upset when I first got my car about how gigantic the key was and how big it makes my keychain, because I have to carry fobs for multiple vehicles because I cannot be trusted to know which vehicle I'm going to take and like grab the key from somewhere that is not right next to the garage, because that's really bad because of being able to intercept the whatever something steal your car. Anyway, the point is that I keep all the fobs on my keys at all times because ADHD brain, and it made my keychain like super bulky because they like are against each other and they spread out. And so I was Googling around. I was like, okay, can I get a third-party replacement for it? Like, this thing is, and the answer is no, at least not in any official capacity. And so then the next thing I was looking up is like, is there any kind of workaround? Like, has someone done the equivalent of the like handheld Wii mod for the Taycan fob? You know, like cut it down, you know, shave it down here, shave it down there, replace the buttons here, 3D print a housing to make it smaller. The answer is no, at least back when I looked it up. And then the last thing I looked up was, you know, the thing that I look up when I'm just frustrated about something that I have absolutely no way to solve, and I just want someone to commiserate with me. And I looked up, is anyone else bothered by the giant, stupid Porsche fob? And I came across this thread on the stupid Porsche owners forum that is discussing the size of the fob, and almost to a person, people love it, with this one guy who I just want to punch, whose post is like, man, I love the size because I love, you know, sitting down at the bar and putting my keys down and having it be more noticeable. And I'm like, yo, you can feel like that or whatever. Like, you can be a douchebag in your head, but imagine saying it out loud. Imagine articulating that thought. I know you have the anonymity of the internet to hide behind here, but holy shit. Really, buddy? Like, oh man, I can't stand you. We have nothing in common. Okay, we own the same douchey, stupid car. But other than that...
And you have an enormous key. You have a huge...
And a tiny
key.
Penis.
It's throbbing with energy. Extremely energetic key.
It's electric too.
Yeah.
Just, I hate it so much. Anyway, we're supposed to be talking about Apple.
A key that's just ready and wriggling.
So you can now keep IDs in your Apple Wallet in certain states, which is super cool.
I can see it in your pocket. From over here.
Are you just happy to see me, or do you own a Porsche?
Hey, at least he wraps one of them.
Charge Nuclei says we should make a middle front pocket on our pants.
Oh my god.
We totally should. We'll call them the E-Peen Sports Gamer pants or something like that. They could be sweatpants. So it could be like a really baggy pocket, like a huge pocket.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
iPadOS. Wow. Apple refuses to put touchscreens on the Mac. For reasons, I guess, and refuses to make macOS touch-friendly. But boy, are they ever moving in the direction of making iPadOS, like, being a computer-friendly. Actually good window management for app multitasking, actually good background app support, actually good audio management, and actually good file management.
Cool.
Dang.
Sweet.
I think I'm going to have to do a new Switch to Apple challenge, but this time not a MacBook.
Tablets?
This time an iPad.
Do you use tablets at all?
No, but I'll use it as my
computer.
computer.
Try to, like, mainline?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Why not?
Dude,
as window management
iPad
now.
Pros are like pretty crazy.
Kind of sick.
It's
and the
been
price
years
is
since
good.
I've even like seen one, but the last time somebody told me they bought an iPad Pro and I was like, oh neat, and then they told me the price and I almost fainted. And then they showed me like the reasons why it was worth it to them. And as a person who drew art, I was like, yeah, this is amazing. I get it.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but I get it.
Yep. iPad is, frankly, it doesn't have competition. I know there are other tablets, but
I do agree.
Anytime anyone asks me for a tablet recommendation, I'm just like, why haven't you bought an iPad already? It's just obvious.
Yeah.
macOS Tahoe, 26. Everything has 26 at the end. I actually really like that.
Tahoe or Tahoe?
Tahoe, probably.
Okay.
Phone app, you can make calls and voicemail from your Mac. Live activities, stuff you're doing on your phone will appear on your Mac. You can click the notification to open a mirrored iPhone screen. The iPhone screen mirroring is actually super slick.
Cool.
There's some Spotlight upgrades, which is great because, this is actually in the notes. It's been neglected for a while. Yes, Spotlight used to absolutely embarrass Windows Search, and now it still does, but only because Windows Search is embarrassing. Spotlight's not that great the last time that I used a Mac regularly, and Apple's now Sherlocking a bunch of search alternatives and making it better. This is cool. So this is from our video, the demo they showed where Buddy grabbed an image through Spotlight, put it directly into a document, used Spotlight to erase the background and keep it transparent, and then sent that file to another commonly used app, all without going anywhere else except for the handy little search bar.
Whoa.
Very cool. Vision OS, oh my God, who cares? And that was far from an exhaustive list, but I'd love to hear from you guys. Like, hit us up in the float plane chat. What was the thing that you are most excited about?
For not to tilt the float plane chat, but for me, it's easily the calling features and Arrow or whatever they're called, Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing back sick, transparent interfaces, dude. It feels so
things
future.
Look cool again.
Yeah.
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 And it doesn't have to be innovative. Like it
Not
doesn't
even necessarily.
Yeah, it doesn't have they don't have to be the first one.
Not
to
everything
do it.
needs to be the original Xbox UI.
Do you need a tissue?
Yeah, you threw them over here for me already.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
Where did they go so wrong?
I'm going for driver's license in the I'm in the digital wallet.
That's pretty cool.
I'm super into it because it's just like I said, there's already third-party apps that I can put like my Costco card in and stuff like that. So the stupid driver's license is the only reason I still have to carry a wallet.
I also if I'm checking into a hotel and they don't need my password, I will just hand over my license before they ask for my last name spelling.
Yeah.
And I don't want to just give them my phone. I don't know. I would still definitely carry, but what I might end up doing at that point is carrying it behind my phone case or something.
Sure.
So I have the option, but if I'm not carrying any other cards, then who cares? Zune HD, based as heck, bring that back? Yeah.
Oh, apparently the Costco app has your card in it. I did not know that. That
makes sense.
I do not install apps anymore. I'm kind of anti-app.
So is Wendell.
Really?
Yeah.
Wendell from Level 1 Techs, in
Which
case you're wondering.
Means that's based.
I don't know about that, but my app fatigue.
It does.
My app fatigue hit me a very, very long time ago. And if there is not an absolutely necessary reason that I have to have your app, you can't do Disneyland without the app anymore. Frankly, it's impossible to have a reasonably good experience unless you have the app. I don't install corporate apps. I just won't. And then as soon as we flew back, I deleted the app because why do I want it on my phone? I can't think of a single good reason to have it on my phone.
Yeah.
By the way, there were a couple comments on the Disneyland vlog video that went up on LMG Clips, sort of questioning why we would go to Disneyland during present time. We went to Disneyland a long time ago, and you're just getting the video publicly now. And then we booked it a long, long time ago.
That's the bigger part.
In a galaxy far away.
This stuff started happening
Smuggler's Run.
Right.
Good ride.
It was right before we went, stuff started happening. So it was it's all booked. We have all our flights and everything. It's not time to change it now.
Oh shoot, I was thinking of Galaxy's Edge. Actually, that one was the cool one that was new that we really liked. Smuggler's Run's okay.
I misinterpreted that then.
Yeah, Galaxy's
I was thinking
Edge.
about the same one.
The one with the giant set pieces, right?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that was Galaxy's Edge.
Incredible. I got a feature that I really like on my phone that might also be a thing on iPhone. I don't know. But I get photo memories every once in a while. I actually really like it. Mm-hmm. And I very recently got ones from the Disneyland trip from that ride, which I technically did twice. Right at the end of the Disneyland trip, I somehow met up with Sean Caldera and Nick Light, and we
somehow. It's almost like they were there with you.
It was,
you know what I mean?
And we sprinted over
I don't know how it happened. You're at Disneyland? I'm at Disneyland.
Whoa! But we, if I remember correctly, neither of them had done the Star Wars area yet. So despite me having done it, I loved it. So we sprinted back over, and then we were able to do everything there in a tiny amount of time because we did Smuggler's Run first, and there wasn't really a line for it because fireworks were going off.
Right.
But then Galaxy's Edge, or whatever that ride's called, it was broken because it's always broken. But we heard that it became unbroken the second we came out of Smuggler's Run. So we just flat out sprinted the whole way and got there with no line and got straight in. Amazing.
I always love hacking amusement parks for better efficiency. I sent Luke a video of my son wanted to watch the fireworks and also
this was awesome.
Also squeeze in one more run at Splash Mountain. And so I came up with a system where we could do both. So he was walking backwards, and then I was like guiding him so that we could make good time over to Splash Mountain so he could watch the fireworks while we were actually moving at a pretty good clip.
It was actually awesome. That was a really fun trip.
Oh yeah, it was great.
A great time.
What happened to okay, yeah, I don't think I have too much else to.
Yeah, I think that's
really
roughly it. It was a good event, and honestly, they announced a lot of things that, you know, it might still be an insurmountable barrier, I'm not sure, but they announced a lot of things that reduced my barrier from going to Apple stuff, I will say. The call features,
yep,
those were, like I've said multiple times, non-negotiables. So now those are there. So it's like, okay. I still don't think I would go, but it's becoming more interesting. Okay, what are we talking about now? Should we talk about Mario Kart World and the Switch?
I don't think we should.
All right.
No, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Did we talk about Mario Kart World last week?
I think we talked about, I hadn't even opened my Switch yet.
Okay.
We talked about how I thought it was boring. But we didn't talk about Mario Kart World or the experience of owning it.
He watched me review our review. So that's what I was doing before the show started. I was watching our review of the Switch 2. It's going up tomorrow. And there was one point where he was like, which is when I gave my thoughts on Mario Kart World. I didn't really elaborate during the Switch 2 review because I really felt like with a device like the Switch 2, there's so much breadth for what you can talk about that you kind of have to pick a lane.
I think it didn't make a ton of sense to go super in-depth on Mario Kart World.
And the lane that we picked was a PC guy's perspective.
Sure.
Which has kind of been our shtick with Nintendo consoles for as long as I can remember us making videos about them.
Yep.
And so, you know, we talked about what we like about the hardware. We talk about the comparisons. You know, PC guys, we're all about, you know, what's the gen over gen improvement? How does it compare to the other options that are out there? We talk about a lot of that stuff. You know, what about the game marketplace? You know, we get into the stuff that, you know, as PC gamers, either we take for granted or we, you know, look at longingly, like exclusive content or whatever, right? So I just made this super offhand comment that is, you know, Mario Kart World, maybe hot take, not really enjoying it. And okay, why don't you go first?
So I was a extreme enjoyer of Mario Kart 8, and I'm not actually even talking about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which is the same thing but on Switch. I'm talking about Mario Kart 8 on Wii U. I played the heck out of it. Fantastic game. Liked it a ton. Literally
got to the point where he was so sweaty at it that he had to play not during North American evening. He had to line up his play time with like
Japan
when Japanese players were online.
It was like the only ranked match I could find.
You're an actual
was
nerd.
Sick. It was so much fun.
You are an actual
I really
nerd.
enjoyed that era. I had specific songs I would listen to because they were just in my playlist at the time. And it has turned out that like even years later, if those songs come on, my brain's just like,
Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart time.
Blue shell. Watch out for the blue shell.
Yeah. And like, it was fun. But you know, then I didn't play for many years. Mario Kart World gets announced and I'm like, oh man, it could be fun to like get into a Mario Kart game again, all that kind of stuff. I played it for probably like a couple hours and then was like, I'm going to take a break and go do other stuff. And then I don't think I picked it back up again. I ended up putting a different game in my Switch and playing that.
I think I might have fundamentally not understood what the game was when I got excited about it. So I have never played a Forza Horizon game. So I didn't really like when people were comparing it to that, or even if they're comparing it to it now or not comparing it to it. I don't really know. I saw people kind of making those comparisons and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting, but it didn't really mean much to me. But what I did pick up on is that it's open world and there's like stuff to do. And my assumption was that there would be some kind of a like thread to follow through this world, maybe. Like Breath of the Wild is open world,
Right.
but there's a story.
There's a guiding
and there's
light.
like stuff that you might want to do. And so my immediate confusion before I had even done a race yet, was I got to the title menu and I was like, where's the campaign? I was like, and that's not, okay, be fair to me, okay? That is not a completely out there assumption. I mean, Smash Bros. Brawl had a campaign. It's a pretty weak campaign. You just move around on a world map and unlock characters. It's a fighting game campaign.
Yeah.
But for crying out loud, it had one.
There was something. Mario Kart 8 didn't have a campaign either.
Fair enough, but I mean, it's an open world Mario Kart game. Was it
You'd maybe expect something.
Was it completely crazy of me to think, okay, there's some kind of like campaign or something?
Usually
Maybe.
the campaign, I understand this is not equivalent at all, but the campaign in Mario Kart games is usually getting first in all the different modes and all the different things, and then unlocking all the stuff.
So anyway, but then I was like, okay, but hold on a second, like open world game, where Grand Prix,
Knockout or whatever?
Knockout, like online,
Time
whatever
trial.
type. Yeah. Where even is the open world? It's like buried in one of the like sub menus at the bottom. And that was my hint that this might just
They didn't care about that so much.
This might just be racing.
Marketing kind of ran with that a little bit too hard.
Now here's what I will say. From a purely on the surface, from a race just gameplay perspective, I actually love the direction they've taken the maps. Wait, I will get there.
Oh no, yeah.
Wait, I will get there. And I start tracks, excuse me.
Oh,
terrible.
Wow.
I actually love the direction they've taken the tracks. I found the Mario Kart 8 tracks a little bit too effects everywhere. I can't even tell which of these upcoming surfaces is even the one I'm supposed to be driving on, because we're going to go this way and then now we're like upside down. And I found it extremely disorienting as someone who doesn't know life the game.
Yeah, but that's fair.
To even know what direction to go.
And you had
Whereas
those like magnetic wheel things, which
I did not love.
I enjoyed, but I can see how that would be annoying.
Mario Kart World is very gravity goes this way for the most part. There are still areas that I think you could find kind of confusing. Like some of the transitions, you turn into a wave rider. And some of the transitions between land and water, you go in the water. And it's like, okay, that actually is like kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But in general, I like the direction they've gone. And so I would probably still buy it just to have it on my TV when people come over. But
That's a thing.
But a game that I'm just gonna like sit and play, I don't feel a sense of accomplishment that matters to me from finding a white version of Yoshi by doing challenges in the open world thing. Like I did, I went and I like.
You can also do that not open world.
Yeah, I got a hamburger. Or something.
Like you can do that on normal tracks doing normal races.
Yeah.
It doesn't really incentivize. Well, maybe there's probably certain things that have to be.
Some people are super into it and like that's fine, but like cosmetics have never been super meaningful to me, so I just didn't really like care about it. And so I just kind of I did like 3 of the Grand Prix. I 3-starred 2 of them at 150cc and then 2-starred another one. I've been told that apparently it's hard. Elijah's like having trouble with it or something. So before my meal arrived at IHOP, I had gold trophied 2 Grand Prix at 150cc, and I was like, this is like oh man.
I was just trying. Honestly, I didn't even do any Grand Prix. I was doing knockout, and I think I first placed like half the maps or something. I haven't even tried.
Okay, people are saying it's just a skill issue for Elijah, so maybe that's
okay.
Maybe that's something.
Yeah,
but anyway.
He tries.
After a little while, I was like, okay, what now? I could go online, but realistically, I'm not going to know life this game enough to be competitive online. And it's just, I don't care. And especially I don't care because of this comment that, oh man, who left it? Shoot. Can I even... I accidentally scrolled and I don't remember exactly what they said, but one of the first things, yeah, here it is, from Hathos, is Mario Kart World is so good. The skill ceiling is so high now with the wall riding, the rail grinding, and the item aiming. And that's actually the reason that I probably don't think I could ever get into it. Because I feel like it has become the kind of game that that you would be better off watching 10 hours of YouTube videos than playing 10 hours of the game if you wanted to get better. And I'm just not into it. It's very meta heavy. Like, people are already like shaving minutes off of times. And it's like,
when I was going hyper sweat with on Wii U with Mario Kart 8, I would just like practice. I would do, you just play ranked matches online, and you'll see what other people do sometimes. You'll notice like, oh, that line's really good, or oh, I didn't actually notice that shortcut before, or whatever. And you just kind of grow. And if you got really, really sweaty, you could do time trials and go against the person who has number one and try to like follow them and figure that stuff out. Time trials don't always transfer to real races because there's no items and all that other kind of stuff. There's certain risks you don't want to take if there could be a blue shell or a red shell or something coming. But it was like playing the game is how I got better at the game. So cool. I also don't want to sit and watch 10 hours of YouTube videos to get better. Wall riding for me just completely broke it. I didn't look into the game a ton before I bought my Switch because I was like, it's Mario Kart, I'm going to get Mario Kart anyways. And I'm still happy that I have it for the party game aspect, like you were talking. And I just hope that whenever there's party games, people don't grind Mario Kart, because anybody who does wall riding at all will completely break the experience for everyone.
Yep.
And that's why, like, the second I saw wall riding was in, and I was like, okay, maybe it just makes it so that, like, if you ride up on a bank or something, it's not as bad. And then I noticed how it works, and I was like, game over.
So basically,
it's done.
My issue with Mario Kart 8 is, like, on the surface gone, because it's very clear which way gravity goes, which addresses that. But once we get a little bit deeper, it's actually amplified like 10x. Because my issue is that it's not obvious where you're supposed to drive. And so to me, so to the people who want it, like, it's the same reason that Luke and I played, I think, like half a dozen rounds of Deadlock, I think it was. And we were just like, we didn't get in at the very beginning. So we got dumped into a closed beta at a time when people had been no-lifing it for months. And it was just not even a little bit fun until you've, like, watched countless hours of tutorials and know all of the right meta. And you know what? I'll be the first to admit that getting super into a game like that can be extremely rewarding and extremely entertaining. Supreme Commander would be an example of a game that I no-lifed enough and was complex enough that I would say it is comparable to either of those games. You have no equivalent units across up to 4 different races in an RTS. And the maps are so diverse, where they'll reward ground, land, or sea, or in particular, they will reward first one, then the other as you progress through the tech trees of all 3 of them. Like, it is extremely, extremely deep in terms of its gameplay. I get it. It's a lot of fun. But for me, that's not Mario Kart.
Well, there's also
that's not the role Mario Kart serves in my life.
Yeah, there's one of the comments. I think I might have lost it because they didn't tag me. Yeah, so I don't know where I went. But somebody was like, wall riding is slower. Wall riding in a lot of places where they clearly intentionally wanted you to wall ride is slower. Wall riding when you break the map by doing crazy shortcuts and stuff is not slower. That's the part that I'm complaining about. Another thing that I'm complaining about is I liked Mario Kart 8's. I played very little of Deluxe, but I'm pretty sure it was just the same game ported to Switch, so I don't know. It's probably the same deal. But I liked Mario Kart 8's drifting so much that it got me, like, interested in drifting, and I watched Initial D and, like, learned how drifting worked.
Oh, that's funny. I actually hated it in 8, and I love it in World.
Oh, because it sucks in World? Is that why?
It's because I only ever played Mario Kart DS, like, a lot. Like, I probably have a couple hundred hours in Mario Kart DS. That's the only one that I've ever played a ton. And the drifting, I fired up Yoshi, I fired up the standard bike, and I was like fucking ripping it up. And I'm like, okay, so they just ported it straight out of Mario Kart DS.
Yeah.
So you know,
I guess it's just like a favorite game thing.
I think so.
Hathos also encapsulated another issue that I have, which is like,
hold on.
Cool
Hathos has another one first. Hathos, so this was the person who I highlighted earlier saying they loved it. Hathos replied, I can't even disagree. I've watched 20 videos to learn how to get better already.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what were you going to say?
Hathos said it's shortcuts galore with over 200 unique routes between all the different courses. So a practice player will just be unstoppable. However, I don't think most people will ever get there. I know I wouldn't be able to memorize that many routes.
But that's the problem. That completely takes the fun out of it as a casual game.
Yeah.
And I remember having this conversation with Luke back when he was no-lifing Mario Kart 8. Because I was like, dude, you fucked up.
As a wanting to have fun at someone's house game, I did ruin it.
Yeah. It was absolutely no fun to play Mario Kart with him.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yep.
and when you're that good at a team game, like if you're that good at Counter-Strike or something, and you can just put like an equal superstar on the other team or whatever, that's fine.
It's an individual game,
but when it's an individual game, it's all about what Mario Kart is for you. And if you want Mario Kart to be like a sweaty, no life,
and I did
optimization problem, then that's, you know what? Like, that's cool.
All power to you.
It's just, I wish that wasn't what Mario Kart was to me as a kid. And so as like an old man yells at cloud gamer, I wish it was more for me, but it isn't. And that's okay.
And I'm sure some people enjoy it. I don't like that type of sweaty optimization. I often do like sweaty optimization. I just don't like that kind.
Braxa says cough cough super checks. Actually, Luke won our last one or the second last one.
I think it's been a long enough time.
I think we're pretty even again.
Yeah.
I've degraded.
Which is good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Hey, I got air hockey.
I heard.
I think it's not working
Did
yet.
it make it upstairs?
No, it's upstairs now.
Okay.
But it worked like for an afternoon and then is broken. So someone's coming to look at it. Arcade games, man. On the one hand, they're like industrial grade. On the other hand, it seems like they break a lot. Just from my experience with them.
Interesting. What breaks on an air hockey table?
The fan.
Yeah. That seems like something that shouldn't break that often.
Yeah, it really does. Anthony says, whoa, why is live quality so much better on Flowplane? I don't know, but the rest of y'all should try it. Flowplane. We're supposed to explain and to merch messages, whatever that means. Merch messages are the way to interact with the show. We believe that when you throw money at your screen, you should get something in return. And boy, can you ever get some cool stuff on LTTStore.com. Man, there's been a lot of reviews of LTT products lately. Aside from the Shift one that Yvonne flagged one for me. What was her name? Oh shoot, I've put it away. But
there's the Unnecessary Inventions video.
Yeah, we were highlighted by Unnecessary Inventions, and then there was Linus versus Sponsor, I think was the title of it. Yeah, here we go. Switch and Click. This is a couple weeks ago, but I'm just seeing it now.
Yeah, I haven't seen this. That's really interesting.
LTT commuter bag versus our own sponsor, Ridge, their own commuter bag. So I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, there's lots of great stuff on LTTstore.com, including some new stuff this week. And all you got to do to send a merch message, if you want to, do that, send a message to the show or get a message through to producer Dan, who, man, that drip though. Anyway, is add something to the cart. A little box will pop up. You leave a merch message and it will go to producer Dan, who will forward it or curate it, and we'll show you how that works. Dan, want to read us a curated merch message?
Sure, I've got one here from Jake. Evening DLL. I purchased PS2 VR, PSVR 2, fired up Beat Saber, then promptly smacked my hand against the desk. I finished the song to find I had reopened a recent cut, blood everywhere. Any absurd injuries?
I shouldn't necessarily have laughed at that, but
no, that's hilarious.
Yeah. No, that's funny.
Is it?
I'm sorry, but that's funny.
That is pretty funny.
Controllers are stained.
That's
forever.
funny. Dude.
It's extra funny because they played through it and they seem to be okay.
You don't know that.
And then we're just like, oh god.
That's funny.
amazing.
That's funny stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't know if it's absurd, but it's certainly my most recent injury. I had my brother-in-law, and my son, and I was like, "Yo, we have these go-karts at my house that we don't really use that often because Yvonne's not really that into them, and so it's not something that we just we'll go out and do as a family." So I was like, "Hey boys, should we hit the go-karts?" And so we're gearing up. We're all putting on helmets and everything. And I realized that my son and his friends took the stupid things out, and they plugged the chargers into the backs of all the carts. But one of the wall warts was not plugged into the wall. So all of a sudden, I didn't have a cart, and I was like, "Oh man, I went and invited too many people because I could have just only asked 2 of them. I could have told my son that he has to stay home or whatever and hang out with his niece." Cousin, not my niece. Anyway, the point is, I didn't have a vehicle all of a sudden. I'm like, oh, crap. So I went and I dug up my old, man, who even made it? San Francisco Special Z-board? Was that what they were called? Z-board, San Francisco Special. Yeah. So I dug up my old Z-board, this thing. And
you still have this?
Yeah, why not? Wouldn't you?
Well, it's from a decade ago.
Yeah.
So I'm a little surprised.
Dude, take a look at these shoes. Would you believe that these were on special?
Let's go. Those are actually kind of sick.
Right? Anyway, so I dug out my old Z-board, and I was like, okay, I'll try and keep up. But it's old. It's a decade old, and electric batteries and motors and stuff have come a long way in 10 years. That thing is not fast by modern standards. So I was trying really hard to keep up. Well, which ended up being both a blessing and a curse. So the bad part is I couldn't keep up. So I was kind of taking hacky shortcuts to try to keep up with them as we were cruising. But it ended up being a good thing because, dude, I bailed super hard. My brother-in-law looked back. He said I apparently did a full barrel roll in the air before hitting the ground. I don't actually recall much of it. All I recall is that I was trying to go around a speed bump so that I wouldn't have to slow down for it the way that they were. And as I got to the edge, I rode up the curb. Oh. So it just dumped me. And I've got this, I don't really normally bruise.
Yeah.
But I have this gorgeous green.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Situation going on here on my elbow.
I don't know how much it's going to show up on camera, but it's definitely there.
It won't show up on camera.
It's definitely there.
I don't bruise super hard for the most part. So that was really dumb. I'm sure I could come up with 100 dumb ways that I've injured myself.
Was it just ways we've injured ourselves, or was it? I thought it was gaming. Was it related to the VR thing, or was it just ways we've injured ourselves?
Just absurd injuries.
I don't think I've ever...
just any recent absurd injuries.
Okay, this is not recent at all, but probably...
Actually, not even recent.
My most absurd injury is definitely the hockey laces from Nerd Sports.
Oh.
I thought I was going to have permanent scars from this. We were filming Nerd Sports back in the day, and we had to do ice hockey. And I don't remember the exact issue. I think the skates didn't really fit me properly or whatnot, and I didn't know how to skate very well. So my skates were kind of buckling in, and it made it so that the laces on the outside of both of my ankles were cutting into my feet, well, my ankles, the whole time. But I didn't want to stop the shoot because, this is our one chance to do it. By the end of it, I genuinely had cut grooves into each one of my ankles, and they were bleeding. And I had to, that night, I had to film a video after we did this hockey thing. I had to go and film a networking video back in the office. And then Brandon and I were going to, I think it was Switzerland or something. So I was on the plane with my ankles just bleeding. and I was in a country I'd never been to before, going to pharmacies, trying to figure out is there something I can get for these grooves that are in my ankles. And then there's a few videos, actually a few for quite a while, where if you see my ankles ever, you can see a line on the outside of them. And I thought I was going to have permanent matching scars on my ankles for forever, because that line lasted for years, I think, and then they're gone now. So. Which is weird, because I've had much smaller cuts that ended up scarring, but those didn't. I don't know.
Shoot, sorry. I'm trying very hard to find something. It's not my absurd injury, but it's definitely an absurd injury, and it's kind of funny. Oh my God, Skip, I don't care about any of this.
Not the leg press one, right? No way you'd show that.
No.
Is it somebody
that's gross.
falling over?
Is it someone falling over? What are you even talking
I
about?
think Dan's referencing it a lot.
I thought you were just going to show Jeff Bezos, like, look at this injury.
Here we go. It's my wife.
What? What is it?
Tech tip, don't drop your phone on your face.
Oh, wow.
I got it on the security camera.
What? when raising it up, too. Brutal.
Let's make it worse.
She was readjusting it to reach something. So it was like, and then the corner got, dude, it like cut her face open.
Oh, wow.
Like I had to go get the adhesive like strips, the flat adhesive strips that like hold it together. It actually ended up not scarring much. Like I know where it is and I can notice it, but it's not super noticeable. But she like they're heavy. Like when that much weight hits you in one spot and it's like lined up, it will break skin.
Yeah.
And your face bleeds like a bitch. It's crazy.
It's totally a thing.
Yeah. Bing search, by the way, was how I found it. Google, I could not find this. Go Bing search. Quality. Check this out. So I searched I tried Linus Twitter phone drop face because I knew it was there somewhere. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there you go. Like, oh no, not that one. This one. So it was like the 6th or 7th
Honestly,
result.
It's pretty good that it got it at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Google. Like I tried a few different combinations, including this one, and couldn't find it at all.
Yeah.
Really hard to get it. Google search has just gotten so bad. Rysaw asks, do you have a security camera just for the couch? Absolutely not. We ain't doing no freak offs. And if we did, that's not how I would record them. I'm not judging as long as everyone's consenting. I'm just saying I'm not judging. That's all. I'm just saying that's not why I have that camera. That was just the living room camera, and it was punched in. That's why the quality was so low.
Wait, you have like proper camera cues, or like what's the?
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, if
you're gonna record it, do it right.
Yeah, I mean, if it's gonna eventually
do it right.
If it's gonna eventually end up in a court of law, it might as well look good. Cinematic.
Floatplane X.
It's like that guy. There's some guy who had a tape get leaked recently, or part of it, and his response was basically like, "Well, don't release just part of it. I last longer than that. Release the whole thing." And I was like, "Wow, that's
seriously.
That is one way to respond to that."
It's like the opposite of the Streisand effect.
That is, yeah.
It's like, well, now I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, pretty much.
You made it gross.
It's like, all right, dude.
All right, next controversy.
Sure, yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody, whoever that is. I don't know. Should we talk about a topic?
No.
Okay.
Should talk about an announcement.
Wow, they're very far down this time. We have so many main topics. So the first one is explain. I'll do it because he's clearly doing something else.
Look, are you sick?
Yeah.
What's the Floatplane announcement?
What?
You just did a merch message for like 10 minutes.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. Get off the Benadryl. Save some for me so I can get through this show. We ran out of Sprite. I have to use Spritz Up. That might be a Canadian thing. I don't know.
Yeah. It technically says CW announcement first.
Yeah, that's the top one.
You said Floatplane.
What are you even talking about?
He said Floatplane.
I guess I did. I don't know what's going on.
He said Floatplane. Announcing the Touch Sand Collection. 3 new fun products to help you touch a little more sand this summer. The hydrophase swim shorts.
We'll get to those in a sec.
Water reactive swim shorts. Okay. You want to do something else first?
Check this out.
That's a sick picture.
I
honestly love that there is just no text there even. It's
Also,
Isn't that great?
There's no crop on it.
oh my
It's just-
goodness. Is that a giant inflatable bread?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What
Okay, we'll get to it in a
the-
second. First, I want you to hold this.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, you got it? No, hold it up. Hold it up so the people can see. For the people.
That's going to fall.
Can you just chill? Okay, can you just relax?
Dell will send us new lovely laptops by Dell. This is what I have to do too to
Okay,
get things wet.
there you go. Oh, it's
Oh.
hard to see on camera.
that's so
Whoa!
cool.
Let's punch into Linus Cam.
We'll go to
Oh yeah, that one works too.
we'll go to Luke Cam.
Oh my god!
It's not easy to see from
Okay.
the
Working
camera.
on it.
It's so easy to see in
real life.
person.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's pretty good on camera too.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, is it just like the compression or something? Okay, yeah, give us a bit more zoom. There you go. Okay, you can
Oh,
really
that's
see
so
it here.
Cool.
So it's a multi-layer material, and when it's wet, the top one goes translucent. So it's covered in little bread sauruses. The camera's not doing a great job of picking up the contrast, but it's very easy to see them in person.
Yes.
Super cool. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to go back to the wide
the
cam.
back, which didn't get wet, is
Yeah.
still just plain blue. And then here, yeah, I know you can't really.
Up on stream.
Oh, that's not bad.
It shows up on stream. That camera just
Oh,
doesn't
is it-
have very good contrast.
Is it just this display?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Got it.
Yeah, that looks fine.
Yeah, so cool.
That's awesome.
Wait. Hold on, though. We got to get the details of the product before people buy it, though. I think there might be some details that they need. Yes. Okay, so the bread is a rare drop.
The bread?
The bread saurus is a rare drop.
Oh, okay.
You'll only know when it gets wet. Oh, that's cool.
That's
So-
kind of fun. So it's a circuit board.
Circuit board, I believe, is the standard drop. 80
Most will come with a circuit pattern with a 1 in 20 chance to receive the elusive Bredosaurus pattern.
Correct. But they will all have the same cool,
This
only reveals the pattern when wet.
this photo shoot is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck?
I
I keep thinking it's just a green screen, but it's really not.
That is a real bread saurus, by the way.
Wow.
Pool thing.
AI
Fun fact. No, it's real.
fake.
We apparently spent $1,000 on it, which I don't recall
Sounds
approving.
a little low. Was not over your limit,
And it's
so of course not.
impossible to ride. I have tried.
That's what I hear too.
I jumped onto the top, grabbed my hands on here, and then it immediately, because of the high center of gravity,
Yeah.
went face first into the
Oh,
pool.
yeah.
So that's a thing that happened. Here's both patterns. Here's a nice little high quality silicone.
I like that, by the way. That's a fun logo.
I think the team
Sick.
absolutely knocked it out of the park with this product. Very cool. It's everything that was good about our previous
awesome.
swim trunks, but way better.
I really like the color too.
Yeah, no, me too. I think they nailed it. W. Calderini says, if I buy 20 pairs, am I guaranteed bread?
Technically, no.
No, I'm afraid that it doesn't work that way.
Learn statistics.
Okay, anyway, that's not the only thing that we have. So there's the three different products. So the Touch Sand collection also includes the big hexy beach towel. It's big.
Wait, did you tell them about the draw cords?
Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
They do not drop draw cords.
Oh,
They
okay.
have do not drop printed on them.
Hold on.
You
Okay.
can confuse your friends that are standing very close and looking at a
your
interesting
crotch.
part of your body.
Yeah, it says do not drop there.
Yeah.
Little details.
No
little
one will
details,
see them.
okay? The big hexy beach towel. Do you want to do the read for that? And I'll just show it.
Sure. A huge two-sided towel shaped like a hexagon, because why settle for anything less than the bestagon? One side is a plush velour, perfect for lounging. The other side is full of terry loops to dry off after a swim. That's kind of neat. Perfect size to also use as a beach blanket.
By the way, this is
Cool.
Canadian dollar pricing. I'm on the global site, so
Nice.
we'll have to clarify what the US store pricing is after. There you go. Okay, and then the last one is what? Oh yeah, Touch Sand sticker sheet. So we have a Touch Sand sticker collection. As usual, super, super cute. And I believe, is this available as a bonus bin item? I believe it should be.
I have no idea.
I'm not 100% sure.
So
yeah, let's check the US region. Here we go. So the swim shorts in the US are $69.99 and the big hexy beach towel is $49.99. That's a big deep beach towel. Big old beach towel. All right, what are we supposed to do next?
I do not see them currently in bonus bin.
Okay.
I don't know if they're a bonus bin item or not.
Just got my daughter the Switch 2 as her
it's enormous.
first. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That was not open, which is very lucky. But it's huge. And like it's a hexagon,
Whoa.
so there's a bit here at the top that's like,
Whoa, that's almost as big as the table.
yeah, it's a multi-person beach blanket.
Yeah, it's a big beach blanket.
Yeah, okay. Wow. That's massive.
Just got my daughter the Switch 2 as her first console gaming device. What was your first gaming device and game you got to play? Mine was a Game Boy Color with Pokemon Red.
First gaming device. I mean, I think the first gaming device I ever played on would have had to be a Commodore.
Let's go non-PC. For both of us in that case, it's going to be PC.
Yeah. I played on my friend's NES, but I had No, my grandparents had a Pong machine in their basement. And I think I probably played on that before I had a Super Nintendo.
What was the first console that you got?
Super Nintendo. It's the first one I ever had.
First console we got was Super Nintendo as well, but my grandma technically got us original Game Boys.
Really?
Which I actually don't think got a lot of use.
The games were... It was a different time.
Yeah.
We were more desperate for entertainment on the go.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say. I don't know if there's too many Game Boy games with the sole exception of Tetris that people are like...
Which I don't think we had.
Banger. I would play that for hours and hours and hours today with all the other options that I have for gaming. I would play that.
I had a Toy Story game for original Game Boy that I actually remember being like single digits of years old and being like, this was bad. They should have made a better game.
Got him. Prepping for his future career as a reviewer from a very young age.
He's just hated since he was a child.
it was rough.
Born to be a hater.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. Full plate announcement.
Okay, people are saying Pokemon. Okay, that's fair. I missed.
That was an original Game Boy game.
I missed a major game. That's are fair. 100% right.
I could be super wrong on this too, but I think that came out kind of near the end, and most people that I know played it on color.
I didn't play it until it was on color.
Yeah.
But wait, or did I?
I think they're right though.
What did Pokemon Blue come out for? Because that's the one I played.
It came out with Game Boy Pocket. I don't even know what that is.
Developed by Game Freak and published by Nintendo for the Game Boy. What happened when you put
just a smaller version,
a Pokemon Blue cartridge in a Game Boy Color?
It just got a blue hue, if I remember correctly.
Okay, then no. I totally missed it. That's key. That's huge. I played Pokemon
Apparently
Blue.
It came out with the Game Boy Pocket though.
I actually played it on PC though. I emulated it.
Really?
Like
Even when
way
you were a
later.
kid?
This is way later. Okay. I didn't pick up Pokemon until much later.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever ended up playing another Pokemon game.
That's probably fine.
Yeah, I think I've played the Pokemon game at this point.
Yep.
And I don't really feel like I'm missing much.
Not like Game Freak is doing almost
Pokemon Stadium though.
They've been trying some stuff recently. I shouldn't be so negative.
Yeah, be nice.
All right.
Be nice.
Speaking of being nice, not only do we have Luke's Okay, I didn't know he was going to talk about me. My bad. Not only do we have
Luke's... hold on. We never did the call to action. All of these great, exciting products available now at lmg.gg/touchsand.
Touchsand. I'm going to get me some of these shorts. These are awesome. Flowplane announcement. Not only do we have Luke's show floor walk of Computex up this week, Sammy and Justin work together to build a sleeper PC. What? Dan hands over the Xbox 360. What?
What are we even... Hold on. What is happening right now? Dan hands over the Xbox 360. Well, that's an Xbox 360 now with 60 gigabyte hard drive.
I was trying to figure out why this is so tall, but then I kept reading, and that makes sense.
Okay. Can you keep reading?
And this is fake.
Oh, hello.
This is a fake power brick.
Oh, that's a fake power brick. What does the... Hold on. What? Okay, so hold on. This is a fake 3D printed power brick.
Exclusive? This is amazing.
What's in the power brick? Is it? Oh, it's in the dock. A bigger power supply.
If you read the doc,
it's got to be a bigger power supply.
We don't do that.
I know. That's what we're...
Why are you still here?
Shareholder value increasing.
Wow. All right.
This man's committed.
So the specs are a 1050 Ti and an i5 8400. So just stuff off the shelf that was small enough. 16 gigs of RAM. The PSU is a 300 watt LED driver. Those things used for outdoor lighting?
Okay.
We couldn't fit in a PSU, so we thought it'd be cool to replicate the original Xbox 360 PSU case with 3D printing. Whoa.
It does come off. I just don't know how to take it off. And Justin wasn't here today, so I couldn't take it off to show you guys the inside.
Whoa. It does work and can play Halo 3. And then in brackets, the best Xbox game in history, because this person didn't play Halo 2. But I will say that the cooling is a little sketchy. You can turn it on by pressing the power button, and it has a red ring of death for aesthetic purposes, which is sick.
That checks out.
We can jump into the video and
okay, give me a timestamp.
The last bit just to show the B-roll of it.
3321.
No sound.
3321. Okay, so wow, this is like full on like video content.
What the heck?
This is not behind the scenes. This is like, dang.
What the heck?
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Okay, wait for it. We're just gonna... Hey, there we go. Okay, that's
looks
pretty
sick.
That looks pretty cool.
That front grill, I didn't even see it. That looks awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, well, congratulations.
That's cool.
Didn't know that we wanted to do that, but now that we've done it,
I want to watch that
I
video.
agree that we want it.
The power brick,
Here, hold on. I'm going to switch to Linus Cam.
It took me a second to realize this wasn't official.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's 3D printed. We got some random Amazon.
Why is it, which camera?
There's a
that
link in
camera.
the doc there. It's a random Amazon, like, random walk PSU.
Yeah, an LED driver PSU.
Yeah, it was like $80.
That's sick.
And then got that to work.
Dan's really trying to refit over.
This feels like very much a full LTT video.
Yeah.
You can get on Flowplane. It's good
Which
quality.
you get on Flowplane. Heck yeah.
All right. Yeah. So check it out.
Wow.
lmg.gg/flowplane.
Dan is just shattering it right now.
Yeah, Dan. It's okay, Dan. They can watch the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personal PC. No.
Yeah. Dan dismantled it a lot, Sammy. I'm sorry about that.
Sammy said to.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did.
It's
It's literally in the doc.
I don't think I was there for that.
It's in yellow. I know you don't read it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want to open it, feel free to. I don't know how to, and Justin was working.
No, Dan, no. We're good. We got to do another merch message. No. I think we should let Justin do it.
Oh boy.
It's fine. It just
Oh boy.
clicks together really
Oh,
nicely.
man.
Yeah.
That was the other merch message. We can move on now.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you want? Oh, we should probably let's get sponsors out of the way, and then we've actually got quite a few more topics.
Yeah, we do.
Sounds good.
The show is brought to you today by Vessi. The sun is shining out here in Vancouver, and the weekend is the perfect time to go outside and touch some grass. With Vessi's weekend sneakers, you can shop till you drop, do a bit of walking around, or run some errands, all while looking stylish and comfortable. They've got a high rebound midsole for some extra cushiony support and a soft and flexible tongue for a snug but tailored fit. They're also nice and stretchy, so you can slip them on super quick, even without a shoehorn. And if it starts raining for whatever reason, Who knows? The weather in Vancouver gets pretty wild these days. Its patented Dymatex materials are designed to help keep moisture out while still remaining breathable for your feet. With a 1-year warranty and a worry-free 30-day return and exchange policy, why not try them out? You can even get 15% off your first pair. Just go to vessi.com/wanshow and pick a pair up today. We're going to have that linked in the video description. The show is also brought to you by Odoo. Running a business is not easy. It requires the right values, the right people, and the right platforms. But what if you can go even further and take the S out of platforms? Odoo's all-in-one suite takes all the essential apps a business needs, like HR, accounting, sales, CRMs, and throws them into a unified platform. Apps can talk to each other, automate with multiple conditions, and just kind of commingle together properly. No more worrying about if X app integrates with Y service. Let's take a quick look at some of their apps. Their CRM app helps you schedule calls, send quotes and invoices, and adjust your pipeline. And their project app is super flexible with a custom dashboard and custom views like Kanban, Gantt, and more. Plus, if you only need to use one of their many apps, you can get access to that for free. So use our link to get a free 15-day trial or to book a call with their expert team to learn how Odoo can help your business. Finally, the show is brought to you by DeleteMe. You know what's nice sometimes? Silence. Having your day constantly interrupted by scam and spam texts or calls is not very conducive to a Zen experience. Well, with DeleteMe's data removal service, you could see a big reduction in the frequency of those, so you can focus more on things that actually should be taking time out of your day. See, when you fill out your information somewhere online, there's a chance it's also being filled out on some data broker's list to sell to the highest bidder. Well, DeleteMe has their own list. It has over 700 different data brokers on it. They can then take the information you give them and pull a reverse Uno, sending out removal requests on your behalf. You'll also get regular reports with what data was removed and from where. And it's not just you. Up to 3 other loved ones can receive DeleteMe's protection as well with their family plans. So go join DeleteMe.com/WAN. So to join DeleteMe, go to DeleteMe.com/WAN and get 20% off a plan to add another tool into your privacy toolkit. All right. Luke, you want to pick one?
A topic?
No, not that one. Anyone but that one.
Okay. I switched topips.
Okay.
Spaceballs
Not that
2
one. I
has
know. I
been
knew
announced.
it. Dang it! Not that one. Fine. What was the first one going to be? You don't even know.
Nope.
Yeah, see, I knew it. I knew it. It's not even tech.
It's kind of tech. A movie is technology.
By that logic, anything is technology. Our next topic will be the wheel.
Yeah, it's technology.
It is technology.
If there was an innovation in the wheel,
review.
that would, yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Unpoppable wheels.
Spaceballs 2. I have to say,
We can talk about something
the
else.
teaser trailer, kind of amazing.
I haven't even seen it.
Why are you so excited about this topic if you can't?
Because obviously. What do you mean?
But you didn't even see it.
No, I read about it when I sat down and I was like, I'm very excited. You do not honestly need to tell me any more. This is exciting. I will see it. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Well, it's really funny.
Of course it is.
I mean, I don't know, sort of. Some of it's not that funny, but
That's how these things work.
I know.
They're never 100% funny.
Okay. 98-year-old Mel Brooks has announced the sequel you've all been waiting for. The first release was in 1987 when he was a much younger man and I was a bebe, little bebe.
No way.
Yeah, what?
Rick Moranis is coming back for this?
Rick Moranis is back. Bill Pullman is back. So we're going to have the original Dark Helmet and Lone Star. Rick Moranis didn't even come back for Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know how that happened. Discussion question is, what is the greatest spoof parody movie ever made, and why is it either Spaceballs or Galaxy Quest? Adam's thoughts, it's Airplane, come on, Spaceballs isn't even the best Mel Brooks film.
I've never seen Airplane. Maybe I should add that to my list of things to watch.
Man, this is wild. Outside of that, you have greats like Monty Python's Life of Brian and Holy Grail, Spinal Tap, the Cornetto trilogy, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz.
That was close.
And you know what? What's wild is between the writer of this topic and Adam, they've still managed to not get it right.
What do you think?
They've still managed to not get it right.
Yeah,
well, first I want to
very careful with your words.
Excuse me?
I'm excited to see what you're going to say.
Are you going to tell me? Okay, no, I want to let Luke go first.
Yeah, let Luke go first.
I'm not going to look at chat.
I'm not a movie person.
That's fair.
I haven't seen a lot of these.
Okay.
Like out of this, honestly, I have seen Spaceballs.
That's sad.
I have seen parts of Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead is so good.
Parts of Spinal Tap. Oh, I've seen Monty Python.
Okay, that's something.
Robin Hood Men in Tights I've seen.
Yeah.
Is that what they're referencing when they say Robin Hood?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Okay, so I've seen Men in Tights. I would not rank that as number one, but it was good. I liked it.
I liked it as a very small child.
Yeah.
And then I tried to watch it again as not a child, and I was like, this is really stupid. So, I don't know. That mileage may vary. Look, my taste in movies is all over the place. As a kid, I loved the terrible Kevin Costner Robin Hood.
Princess Bride is not a...
That's not a spoof.
Spoof or parody.
No, Princess Bride is... Well, okay, it's...
I don't think so. Maybe I didn't see what it was spoofing and parodying.
The book is... I don't know. It's written in a really funny, unique way. Like, I fell for it. Like, it's written as an abridged version of like a very boring story that like cuts out all the boring stuff and is just the good parts. And so I actually thought it was I thought I was reading the abridged version of The Princess Bride. I went looking for the actual Princess Bride, and it's not a thing. So the way the author writes the book is like really funny. He's like, yeah, something, yada, yada, lineage, something, who cares? Let's move on. Like it's really funny.
That's cool.
S. Morgenstern is not a real author. So William Goldman, I think, is the actual author. But the book is called The Princess Bride by S. Morgenstern, abridged by William Goldman. Like, I don't know. It's pretty funny.
Is that a spoof or a parody, though?
I don't think so.
It fits in with
I don't
these
think
other
it's a spoof
ones.
or a parody.
Yeah, I don't think it fits. If it did, I would vote that one. Princess Bride is fantastic. But yeah, I really haven't seen a lot of these.
Well, the best spoof parody is absolutely Last Action Hero, and anything else is an incorrect answer. You haven't even seen it.
That's why I'm shaking my head.
I haven't seen it either.
You haven't seen Last Action Hero? Okay.
WAN Show watches?
No.
I'm giving back all of my...
Is that what we call it when we watch Star Wars finally, that we said we were going to do 8 years ago and we haven't done yet? WAN Show watches?
Disorderly asks, Last Action Hero is a spoof? Yes! Except...
Oh, I said I hadn't seen it.
Except it's a spoof that literally stars one of the greatest action heroes of all time, who was at the top of his game at the time. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's awesome.
And
the poster for this is amazing.
Actually, I take it back. The greatest spoof of all time is Disney's Enchanted. Sorry. Second greatest, Last Action Hero.
Look at this poster, man.
Dude, it's so good.
That is awesome. That makes me want to watch it alone.
I'm going to put it onto my my list.
Yeah.
No, sure.
No, we're going to watch it together. Luke hasn't seen it. You haven't seen it. Let's have a movie night.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Is it WAN Show watches? Are we commentating?
No,
doing a watch
WAN Show
along?
3000?
No, I don't think so. I think we got to just enjoy it. Yeah,
right,
we can talk about it.
right.
We can talk about it after.
All right, I'm down. I am down. Because on it, straight up, literally just the poster
McBain,
makes me very excited.
you have got to be kidding me right now. McBain in chat says, Last Action Hero isn't funny. Okay, there's so much to unpack here. You are not, you are not going to have your username be a spoof of Arnold Schwarzenegger and tell me that Arnold Schwarzenegger spoofing his own iconic roles is not funny. I can't with you. I'm sorry, but I can't.
It's the second band tonight.
Get banned.
I can't with you. That is some premium tier rage bait right there.
I bet you McBain thinks that you can't melt cheese on cheeseburgers effectively.
It's real cheese. Action Heroes, a real documentary.
Anyway.
Absolute Kino cinema.
Actually, oh man, we're ignoring Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore was great.
Happy Gilmore is
Happy
pretty
Gilmore
goated.
2 is coming.
Yeah, well, who cares about that? But
Probably.
But Happy Gilmore,
you know.
Happy Gilmore 1 is extremely goated and is absolutely a parody movie. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
What about Shrek? I don't think that.
That's a documentary. That doesn't count.
Well, all right.
I mean, it is. Oh man, you could make an argument. Shrek's pretty great, but I think Shrek is more of its own movie than it is.
I think so.
Parody.
I think so.
And I think you could probably make the same kind of argument about like something like Enchanted or Happy Gilmore, where they actually do stand on their own as movies. They're not just parodying a thing. Whereas like Austin Powers would be an example of a movie that has absolutely no substance whatsoever other than parodying the source material.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Austin Powers. Yeah, agree, McBain. We can agree on this. Austin Powers did not age well. I watched it with my son and I was like, not only do I not think it's funny anymore, but he didn't even think it was funny, and he's 12. Literally
That's
the target
rough.
audience for it.
That is rough.
Yeah.
Would the Weird Al movie count as satire or parody?
The Weird Al movie.
No, I think it's meant to be like... I haven't watched it, but I thought it was meant to be at least somewhat biographical.
Absolutely in no way.
Oh, okay, never mind. I don't
It's
know, is
definitely satire of autobiographical kind of things, mockumentary.
I
maybe?
haven't seen it then. Then that's the problem then. Maybe it's great, and I just haven't
I
seen
don't
it.
think Tropic Thunder is a spoof or parody.
No, it is.
Of what?
Of a genre. So that someone asked too, like, what is Happy Gilmore a spoof or parody of? Of sports movies. Like they're like, what's the source material for Happy Gilmore? It's not just golf. No, but it came along after Caddyshack, so it was like later, but it was of the genre of like sports and golf movies. Raxus says in the army now with Pauly Shore. No, I really don't think so. Now we can move on.
All right.
Way to go, dude.
No Pauly Shore movie belongs on a greatest anything of any amount of time. I'm sorry.
Paul Blart Mall Cup. Yeah.
Wikipedia halts AI summary trial after editor backlash. The free encyclopedia terminated a 2-week test of AI-powered simple article summaries. That was...
Sorry, I'm going to leave you guys for this
Not
one.
a
I'm just going to run to the
fantastic
washroom and I'll be
idea.
right back.
They terminated it early after massive backlash from their community of volunteer editors and contributors. I recently did my first ever actual real Wikipedia contribution, and it seems to have been accepted, so go me. The AI summaries were placed at the top of articles above the existing human written article summaries. Known as the lead in the Wikipedia community. The AI section was tagged as unverified and included a disclaimer that the AI does not follow Wikipedia's accepted editorial process. Feedback from the editor community was immediate and overwhelmingly negative, as it should have been, ranging from yuck and catastrophic decision to essays tearing apart the quality of the demo summaries, which I think you need that whole range to really tear something down. So good job. And others arguing that AI summaries do not align with the community's values and that such features will do immediate and irreversible harm to our reputation, which honestly, I think is true. Many editors have suggested they'll stop time. Oh, I guess I get it. Time donations, sure. Time and monetary donations if AI features go forward. Discussion question. How reliable do you consider Wikipedia? Does adding AI summaries make it more or less reliable? I will say, back in my day when we were in school, teachers would not allow us to cite Wikipedia as a source. Now, the clever people would cite the sources that Wikipedia cited as a source and then just run with that. But some people didn't. Apparently, people are saying they're still not allowed to. And that's kind of fair, I guess, because you should probably cite the source that Wikipedia used. But I do generally see Wikipedia as pretty reliable. Adding AI summaries, yeah, that would make me immediately not treat it as reliable, like instantly. But I would also just scroll past the AI summary.
Are we talking about citations from AI? Because that would greatly enhance the Google AI results. If I could just check the citations.
Can you not?
No, they're not there that I'm aware of. How to make chocolate chip cookies, I don't know. Seriously, how's there no AI result? Seriously?
There's no...
Where's your AI summary?
I don't know.
Man, the one time I want it.
Yeah. That's weird.
How do I build a PC here?
Yeah, because I thought it
There we
did.
go. I got an AI overview.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, this here. How did I not notice that?
Yeah.
So how's it gonna cite every like one of these? That's not a.
Well, this is often how you find out that it's just making junk up.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, I was looking down here, so I'm an idiot.
Where
I
you
guess.
would expect.
I was looking down here, and I was expecting like a comprehensive thing of like all the links instead of just being here.
Somebody in Flipping Chat, Binky Draws, says, I wouldn't trust Wikipedia for contentious topics and public figures. And yeah, I think it's more, I would trust it based on the topic.
I've definitely found sites that are far less accurate than Wikipedia. And like my point of reference would be information about people that I know, like information about myself or information about, Luke and stuff like that. Like there's definitely communities and sources of information that I'm just like, yeah, you just obviously make things up and you have no idea what you're talking about. Whereas Wikipedia, even though there are little details that are wrong, it's generally
pretty good.
It's generally pretty close. Like here, let's have a look at my Wikipedia. Yes, I'm Canadian. Yes, I'm a YouTuber. I'm known for channels that cover technology. Pretty good. I disagree with the way that they're measuring this. You can't just add subscriber counts like that.
Really work.
It doesn't really mean anything. But they're not.
It's not technically inaccurate.
Yeah, they're not
wrong. It just
wrong.
doesn't mean anything.
Yes, this is true. Founder, former chief executive, on to step down and took the role of chief vision officer. And okay, boom, that takes you to that. Yep, so far pretty good.
Wait, from 2007, you were a presenter for NCIX?
Yes.
Technology videos in 2007?
No, yeah, that's wrong. Thank you, Luke. And I think I went past 2013 as well.
You did.
I did. So this date is wrong. Yeah, okay.
Give it like 30 minutes and somebody will have that updated with this as a citation.
I am the only source. So as a primary source, I think this is kind of, I don't think, is that how biographies work? That would be an autobiography, probably, I guess. Don't you have to check with a third-party source before you can have a biography of someone?
What is the source for that?
I also grew up on a hobby farm. I did not grow up on a real farm. I have always made sure to distinguish between that we raised animals versus that we did it commercially. There were a couple of occasions where we engaged in...
I didn't actually know that's what that distinction was.
A little bit of commercial activity. We sold eggs to like a local natural health food store at some point, but that was over a very short period of time. So I grew up on a hobby farm, not the same thing. I've been married to Yvonne Ho since, nope, that is not our anniversary date, but maybe I spread that misinformation on purpose. I'm actually not sure. Source is Bixby Showcase. Okay. Father of 3 children, son, 2 daughters. That is accurate. So, I mean, we can keep going if you guys are into it.
That's not your signature.
It's, was it 2006 you just said for NCIX?
This has from 2007 to 2013.
Refresh the page.
Refresh the page.
I told you.
What?
People have theoretically already fixed it.
Well, yeah, okay, that's fine, but like let's not do that. That's not the point of this exercise right now. was asked to be the host, which is Sebastian shot videos with the camera borrowed from the son of the company's president. That is true, but I am the only source of that piece of information. So, I could be an unreliable person. This is not true. This is, this is 100% incorrect. It was actually due to high production costs, and excellent viewership during the early days of the NCIX Tech Tips channel. That was the reason I was instructed to create Linus Tech Tips as a cheaper offshoot. The problem, why would anybody create a sequel of this? What do you, that's a fundamental, complete misunderstanding, not only of what I said, but also of just any reason for anyone doing anything ever. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything right now. I'm just trying to draw a little bit of attention here to the way that things can be not just misrepresented but fundamentally the world misunderstood to such a degree that in your attempt to interpret what someone else is saying, you could completely miss the point in a way that just would obviously make no sense.
You could have also just derped a sentence, and that is the one that ended up getting quoted in there or whatever.
I guess that's possible.
A lot of things are said.
I've derped things before. That is a
thing that happens to all. So
it was actually because viewership was good and growing, and our brand partners wanted more. But the costs and, more importantly, the time investment was too high. And so we had to find a way to produce videos faster so that we could have more videos up on our product pages without putting this amount of time into them.
And my comment there bolsters your argument of having multiple sources for one piece of information.
Yes.
Because it's less likely you might have someone who misquoted or whatever.
Tiger Direct TV was absolutely a competitor in the early days. Newegg came later, after us, if I recall correctly. Linus Tech Tips was created, found Linus Media Group following a dispute regarding company management. That's vague enough that I would say that's probably fine. There was a lot more to it than just the non-compete. I also signed a long-term agreement to help them build their team, which included the hiring of Riley, actually, who now works here. So there was a bit more to it, but yes, a non-compete clause was a critical part of this negotiation. That much I would categorize as incomplete, but correct. Stepping down as Chief Executive Officer, creative role, and continues to be involved with writing and production. Yes, it's true. I'm involved in more than just writing and production. You can't have a vision for a company that does a lot more than just make media without being involved in other things. Controversy emerged via an investigative video by YouTube creator Gamers Nexus. I think you mean hit piece. There were investigative elements of it, but let's not mince words at this point. I've had a chance to show our side of the story at this point, so let's not pretend it's anything other than what it was. Which described issues specific to both Sebastian as an individual and of Linus Media Group as a whole. The report detailed how negatively reviewed a prototype water block. That was never a review, never called it a review, and it never was. Billet Labs, despite installing it on hardware for which it was not designed. So there's a lot of little details that have not been updated here. Sebastian also failed to return the water block to Billet Labs. Sebastian had nothing to do with it. Sebastian found out about it when the hit piece went up. I knew nothing about us being asked to return it because we're an organization that at that time was already close to 100 people. So this is true. Systemic issues relating to, systemic issues. Yeah, there were systemic issues that, and that's the part that is accurate that I got to own, right? That's the thing. It's just because I'm saying some of these things are wrong doesn't mean that all of them were wrong. Mm-hmm. The company paused video production while it investigated the claims. That is true. This is also true. Personal life. Said his favorite YouTubers were, that's something. I'll be honest with you. I threw out Total Biscuit because he was one of the only names of YouTubers that I knew. I've never really watched a ton of YouTube, but he was my favorite in the sense that I had talked to him and he seemed cool. I don't know if I ever actually watched one of his videos all the way through though. But at the time, that was probably also true of Marquez and Austin because I just didn't have time to watch YouTube. This is true. And this is true. Oh, great. These are the three things in my personal life Multi-factor authentication fatigue attack. Nice.
Wait, 2023 multi-factor authentication fatigue attack?
Oh, wait.
2023?
No, that's not what kind it was.
No,
this was the hack.
Yeah.
That's not what happened at all.
Yeah.
Luke caught another one.
What's that citation? Where did they reference that?
Oh, here, I'll click it. It was our video. So the citation is right. My channel was deleted last night, but the interpretation of it is completely wrong. It was actually a cookie hijacking attack.
Yeah, it was a
Login.
screensaver file that was supposed to be it was disguised as a PDF, and then they session hijacked.
So this was an interesting exercise, I hope, for people in...
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Assassin's Creed has been based the whole time. Let's go.
And here's what I'll say, though. I'll repeat what I said before we started this. Compared to almost any other source that I have found, Wikipedia is worlds more accurate.
Quite good.
In terms of the things that I actually know, like the details of my own life.
And one of the really cool things about
Worlds
just
more accurate.
Wikipedia as a system is as you correct those types of things, when people update it, if it gets changed back to something that's wrong, then there's like a back and forth, and they kind of like fight it out, and there's now this this piece of information, like in your own argument, you're saying like you need two different references for something. This is still information just coming from you about these things, so like it's not technically perfect, and yada 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 yada.
Yes, you're right. Sorry, it was a session token, not a session cookie. I misspoke. Which I can do. What a perfect illustration of Luke's point.
Yeah. Me when I'm like 15 or something. Yeah. Desktop background. Yeah.
I still have that as a duvet.
So edgy. So edgy.
It was such a sick game, dude.
Raxus is on fire tonight. Reading Wikipedia is so inaccurate. Watching every single WAN show is far more reliable.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They don't change between week to week.
What are we even talking about? What's our topic right now? I don't remember where we started.
Wikipedia, AI summaries.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, we're not even that far off.
Yeah, AI summaries of, as you can see, not accurate information.
Bad.
But we're going down the translation of a translation chain, and it almost never leads to good results.
Can I just say as well, they said here, like there's what do they call it, the lead or something? Yeah, the article summaries written by humans, known as the lead on Wikipedia, are good. Like, I don't think we needed this, to be honest. Like, usually if I'm scrolling down in a Wikipedia article, it's because I have read the lead, I kind of understand what's going on, and I just desire for more information. The summary is already very good. Like, people do... Wikipedia is a wild thing that it exists at all, and I cherish it. Anyways, moving on. We should do a main topic now, maybe? We have a bunch of those. Android 16? Earlier this week, Google announced that Android 16 is available and starting to roll out to Pixel owners using a Pixel 6 or newer. Android 16 is laying the foundation for the new Material 3 expressive design language, which is expected in September of this year. Material 3 Expressive is supposed to bring us a revamped quick settings panel, physics-based animations, interesting, dynamic color schemes, background blur effects, and more. There's an optional 30-second video that we can watch. Are you queuing that?
No. This is just hilarious because someone was updating this in real time, and now it's incorrect for a different reason.
No.
Token hijacking attack.
See, first-party sources can lie.
I was muted. I was pointing out that now it's wrong for a completely new reason. Session token hijacking attack.
I think I said it right, but I don't remember. Anyways, here's our
unlisted video.
30-second video. Dude, are designs getting more interesting again? Are we out of the dark ages of design? Maybe?
The top menu still seems too giant. Go back to Android 10.
There's like animations and stuff, and
it's not clear. I don't like it.
Things aren't like just squares everywhere and boring. Look, things look interesting. That's so exciting!
I like iOS 26.
Me too, but I'm excited that this seems to be happening a little bit.
I like iOS 26 better. Needs more glass. I was muted
Oh,
because I'm eating. I'm hungry. I'm so
I
hungry.
got you. Yeah.
Have dinner on your own time.
Yeah. Way to be mean or something. I don't know. I lost track of that one.
Speaking of me being mean, I have an idea. Why don't we do movie night tonight? I know you guys aren't doing anything. Got him.
I
Can
am
we do
actually.
tomorrow night?
There's no way you guys have plans on a Friday night. You've got to be kidding me, both of you.
Unfortunately,
I don't believe you, and I don't believe you.
For a rare time, I do actually.
I can explain it. I'll have to type it. And it's not like cool.
All right, fine. I'll allow it.
I can type it though if you want.
Okay, maybe next week then.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm down next
There's
week.
no way you guys have plans 2 Fridays in a row.
I mean,
There's no way.
I
don't believe
that
you.
I have
I
plans
made
on a Friday
baked
is
goods
crazy.
for mine.
All right, fine. I'll allow
I
it.
definitely did not make.
But wait,
baked
do you
goods
guys have
for
a hard out tonight? Like, do we need to wrap pretty soon or what?
No, by like 1 a.m.
Oh wow.
What does that even? Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Then, if we wrap by like 9, then we go watch a movie, and then you go to your thing.
No. The thing ends at like 1 a.m.
Oh, that makes more sense. All right, fine. Next week.
I don't have a super hard out, but I do have to be home at a certain point.
Next week looks like.
Pathetic. Pathetic.
It's a
both
good
of you.
reason.
No, I get it. Okay.
Next week I'm
What was I
good.
going to say? But yeah, next week I'm super down. Next week might be interesting.
Why?
I'm sure we'll be fine.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, hey, I have an update for you. You finished Final Fantasy VI. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here's your trophy.
Thank you.
Actually, I need this. This is mine.
Can you show me how to do this? Do you
Yeah,
just twist it?
I'll show you later.
Oh.
I got over.
That's why you have the towel.
I got over the line.
It's big enough for me too.
Damn. Damn. Linus, bring the swimming trunk.
They can change. You see the pattern.
Don't do it in a hot tub. It's not hygienic.
Okay. Sorry. Sorry. Painting.
Mere days after Luke finished Final Fantasy VI, which is kind of wild for a competition that went on, I think, for over a year.
Yeah, it did.
I dropped off my parts at the motorcycle shop, and they are going to make some time for me, I think, because they're so tired of looking at the pieces of my bike in their shop for 2 years.
Wait, what?
They've been there for 2 years.
I thought you had them at your house.
No. I have all the paintable pieces, but I don't have like the engine.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What would I do with it?
I thought. I mean, I didn't think they were going to store it the whole time.
I prepaid, so
Oh, okay.
like it could be worse. It's not like I just like dropped my stuff off and was like,
Have they been like raging at you this whole time?
no.
Cool.
They've actually been very understanding. Once we're done and everything's done, I'll probably shout them out, assuming everything like goes according to plan.
Decently enough.
Realistically, I don't think that he wants more business right now. When I asked him about it, he's like, "Yeah, I'm working like 70-hour weeks right now. I'll get to it. I'll prioritize it. I'll make it work." I'm like, "Yo, buddy, thanks." But yeah, he seems
Sounds good.
pretty busy right now.
I guess probably summer reasons and stuff.
Factorio Genius asks, 2 years, why? With 5 question marks. Because I had to restart several times, and it was very demoralizing. And there was one point where I was like making like really good progress, and then literally my sister died, and like just it's been one thing after another. Every time I get momentum on this project, something happens. Like I ran out of one of the colors, and then I like couldn't go back to the shop because they're only open on weekdays. So I had a weekend like set aside to like do it, and then like I couldn't because I didn't have the paint I needed because a thing got messed up and I had to blast it again, sandblast it. Just it was horrible.
You can track my progress based on my save files in Final Fantasy VI. You can see like, oh, it starts, and then I got to a point in the game that like I wasn't interested in, and then kind of forgot to keep playing, and then a bunch of time goes by, and then like you probably remind me during WAN show or something, so there's like another little spurt, but I can tell based on the save file that I got to a point in the game that, again, just didn't interest me very much. And then I sort of forgot about it again. And then, like, the competition heated up, and it's just like,
Yeah, I should have been more stealthy about that I was working on it again, because I think I could have won this.
Maybe, yeah. If it wasn't for the long trip with those like insane boat rides and stuff, and then if it wasn't for getting sick, if I did the whole trip but didn't get sick, you still probably would have won. Yeah, I was just like stuck at home sick for a week. And I was like, well, might as well finish the game.
All right. What do you want to talk about
How
next?
did we get there?
I don't know. Who knows? Who cares?
Android 16 is also getting a desktop mode.
It's Samsung DeX.
But
Apparently
again,
they've worked closely with Samsung.
later this year.
Oh, okay.
Google did state what he just said. This will give you the ability to move and resize multiple apps in Windows, just like a desktop. This will also be available to supported phones when connected to a dock or external display, possibly behind a developer option setting. Meanwhile, Graphene OS posted that they received information that AOSP, the Android open source project, could be discontinued. A screenshot of the claim is what looks like a Discord screenshot.
I got it.
Boop. Okay. Yeah. So them basically saying that they received said information. Yeah. We'll see if that's true or not. That would probably be bad. Their source stated that the first step would be Android 16 dropping, but like that's not
Dropping the pixel repositories. Which appears to be what happened. No driver binaries available past Android 15. The information has also been taken out of context, though, in numerous places. Here's a direct reply from Graphene OS on Reddit. This information doesn't come from Graphene OS. If you read the messages which are taken out of context, it states that we are relaying information someone else provided to us.
Yeah. Cool. Well, not cool, but... yeah. This certainly wouldn't help them in their current antitrust lawsuits.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And if Android did go closed source, it would likely make many projects much more difficult, if not impossible, for outside companies, such as this Android phone that claims compatibility with the Apple Watch.
What?
This is the Vivo X Fold 5. It's kind of cool. All right. Well, I hope not. Open source is definitely cool when our corporate overlords commit to it and contribute to it. And Google has, in some ways, been not great about it, and in other ways, been super amazing, awesome, great. And AOSP is one of the super amazing, awesome, great things that Google has done over the years.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the ROG Xbox Ally X?
Yes. What a name.
Did you watch the video?
Yes, part of it. There was a...
So, that's actually a really interesting answer, because I'm sure if you were hyped, you would have watched the whole thing.
Yes.
So I want your read on the hype level around this device. Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's run through the details for anyone who didn't watch our video earlier this week. I went down to Activision HQ to check out the Xbox... the ROG Xbox Ally X, as well as the ROG Xbox Ally. There are two models, one with a Z2 Extreme, which is a ballin' out of control Zen 5, Zen 5C, RDNA 3.5, 16CU processor. This thing is incredible. 24 gigs LPDDR5X memory, huge 80 watt hour battery, 1 terabytes of storage. This thing looks like it'll be like the king of the handhelds once it comes out in terms of performance. And then also the Ally, which has the AMD Z2A processor, which I guess indicates that ASUS learned absolutely nothing from their previous strategy of having the one that makes any sense to buy and the one that's almost as expensive but is dog shit for performance, because this one seems to have about the performance of the Steam Deck, but which would be fine if it was $350 or whatever, but it isn't, and it probably won't be. Or I shouldn't say it isn't. It probably won't be. And yeah, cool. Good luck with that. Both have a 7-inch 1080p 120 hertz IPS display, and both favor ergonomics over portability. They're not slim like the Switch 2, but they have it feels more like having a controller in your hand. A major part of the announcement, though, in my opinion, the announcement, is the changes that the Xbox team has helped make to Windows to make this device tick. They claim to have cut at least 2 gigs of memory usage so far at idle, terminating useless processes and functionalities that aren't needed. They simply will not even render the desktop background if you are in the new Xbox designed interface that it will boot directly to. Very cool stuff, but is going to need a lot more testing once the Xbox team has done a lot more refinement alongside the Windows team to get this software out. And it looks like they're going to launch in tandem with each other. And I think what they're saying is holiday of this year. Microsoft talks a lot about how it's an Xbox. You can stream your Xbox games. You can play Game Pass games. You can play your PC games. What they haven't really addressed is what this means for the Xbox games that do not come with a PC license. Will this Xbox play an Xbox game unless you stream it from an Xbox? So far, I don't think I've seen an indication that it will. So that's a major question mark that people have around it. And of course, the other one is the price. So with all of that caught up, your thoughts, sir?
I think I was kind of disappointed because Xbox didn't have the cojones to just actually make this an Xbox. They should have just gone Nintendo and made like a sick dock for it and just, this is the next Xbox. And sure, whatever. We did it in collaboration with ROG.
How would that work, though?
I don't know.
Because
Make
like,
it so that the dock is a disk drive.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean like the entire game development pipeline is for console is just built different. And like I don't think Rockstar is going to pivot and have GTA 6 ready at launch for Windows just because Microsoft came out and is like, yeah, it's an Xbox. By the way, it runs Windows. So how does that work then? Because if you came out with a handheld PC that doesn't run Windows games, they would have been crucified. So there's things that make it not an Xbox, like the fact that it isn't an Xbox.
It would have been cool if the gaming mode was essentially it being an Xbox. There isn't really hardware differences these days. They're just computers.
Okay, counterpoint. The gaming mode would only be able to be an Xbox gaming mode if they had all the way to a firmware level, like DRM, locks down, whatever.
You could like boot into it, I guess.
Unless they, yeah, but that's so clunky.
That does kind of suck.
That is super clunky. And realistically, let me make the argument for why I think that would be worse. Because I believe that the Ally, Xbox, ROG, X, Ally X, whatever, this device, the device that I was holding, is utterly fucking irrelevant from Microsoft's perspective.
Yeah.
It is simply the launch platform / like a showcase vehicle for the changes that Microsoft is making fundamentally to Windows to make it a more efficient gaming platform. And so with that in mind, I think that the Xbox branding is a little curious. Other than, I can understand why the Xbox team wants some credit for coming in and cleaning up the Windows team's mess. But really what launched is Windows getting more efficient.
Yeah. That part was cool.
Which is super exciting to me, not because I want to buy an Xbox ROG, X, Ally, X, ROG, whatever, but because I want every other handheld that exists to be able to access the unfettered game compatibility of Windows on the go.
I also think I didn't end up watching the whole thing because I got distracted by some profoundly dumb comments.
Oh, really?
I'm not going to single them out because I don't even want to give them the attention, but just whoa. Genuinely unintelligent. And there was people responding to them being here are some corrections, which felt a little better.
Oh, okay. That's funny because I actually read through a lot of the comments and I like shadow banned a bunch of people on that one.
Oh, it might be gone.
Okay, because there were a lot.
I jumped in early.
Okay, there were a lot that were just like, this is obviously paid and stuff like that. Like all of those people are just permabanned.
Yeah, no, it was like
we disclose our paid sponsorships. Yeah. So anything that's just like completely
actually
false,
the main one I'm thinking of did say something like that near the end of it. So it might even just be gone now.
I don't know. I also think you get a bit of a different crowd when we're talking about Xbox or when we're talking about Apple or when we're talking about Nintendo. Like that's something that I've really had a hard time kind of coming to grips with. It's that depending on what video we make, there's so much variety across our channel that we can be engaging with a small core audience, but outside of that, a completely different audience from one video to the next that has no interest in the other topic.
And console fanboys are like absolutely still a thing.
And absolutely brain dead.
Oh yeah.
Like it's
big time.
I'm sorry. I don't have a retraction for you. Like if you're upset by the thing I just said. Like being that emotionally invested in like a game machine to play video games, I'm sorry, I just can't. You can love the art, of the games that you play on it or whatever, but to be like angry about that people choose the other one.
I kind of understood back in like especially high school when like the console purchasing decisions weren't even so much the kids' options. When it would be like frustrating when like most of your friends would get one and then it's like, well, I guess we just can't play with so-and-so.
But now there's cross-play.
Yeah, so I guess it's not as big of a thing anymore.
So few exclusives that matter, especially for multiplayer.
Yep.
Now that they just got to optimize that loot box revenue.
Yep. Anyways.
These are so dry. They're so awful. But I just wanted something.
What else we got here? I should start minimizing topics. Some of these are thick.
Oh, I've been minimizing the ones we're done.
Oh.
Some benchmarks surfaced for the NVIDIA N1X.
Yes.
NVIDIA's long-rumored ARM CPU was a no-show at Computex this year.
Yeah.
But has shown up in a Geekbench 6 benchmark. The Geekbench results provided this information. NVIDIA N1X, that's likely a code name, very unlikely to be the actual brand name.
Linux.
20-core ARM CPU, base frequency of 2.81 gigahertz, boost of 4.05. The test was run on an unreleased HP workstation running Ubuntu with 120 gigabytes of memory. Video Cards speculates that this is 128 gigs of memory with 8 reserved for the GPU. They created a helpful table of other CPUs to compare the Geekbench 5 results. Dun, 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 dun. So here's our single-threaded and multi-threaded scores, with the NVIDIA processor looking pretty solidly okay.
It's up there.
She's up there. She's up there. She's no
irrelevant.
Apple M4 Max, but she's not irrelevant. Video Cards also noted that this configuration is very similar to NVIDIA's GB10 Superchip for their AI mini PC. Yes. Discussion question is, why is NVIDIA investing in ARM instead of something open source like RISC-V? Because I'm sure that they are investing heavily in RISC-V. It's not ready yet. Like, even just getting Windows running on an ARM chip that isn't like the one that Qualcomm put all the work into for drivers and compatibility and everything is not a given. RISC-V is so far away, and like it or not, Windows is a thing that you just kind of have to contend with. So NVIDIA going ARM means that mainstream adoption could be possible for this thing. Is my theory. EVGA motherboards are having trouble with RTX 50 series GPUs. This, there's a basically something SM bus communication pins and something. No official fix from EVGA, but what you can do to fix it is you can cover the two SM bus pins, pin 5 and 6 of the PCIe connector, with some Kapton tape. The mod does not impede the performance of the GPU, so I just wanted to get this out there as a PSA. And also a reminder that buying a niche motherboard is almost never a good idea, even from a major brand. I just have been burned time and time again.
Oh yeah.
Choosing anything other than like that one, that one of the like handful of 3 or 4 different models per generation per brand that actually sells a ton of units, because
I learned that lesson after working here for a bit, because growing up, motherboards were never the most interesting thing ever. So I got kind of the thing that would work, which was often very popular. And then coming here, I had access to really nice fancy motherboards, and I got all kind of excited and started using them, and it was kind of a pain.
Yeah, just going with the mainstream thing works really well when it comes to motherboards, because they're going to have far more customers yelling at them about issues, and they're far more likely to get found. Like edge cases are far more likely to be found and far more likely to be fixed. And finally, Glorious's new mouse is out of stock. Is released everywhere except their own country. The U.S. peripheral maker's new lightweight entry-level gaming mouse, the Glorious Model O Eternal, is now released everywhere except the U.S. due to ongoing global supply chain issues. PC Gamer's Jeremy Laird speculates that the real reason the mouse isn't available is tariff uncertainty, and that Texas-based Glorious doesn't want to call out the current administration.
Well, in their defense, tariff uncertainty has created global supply chain issues.
Mm-hmm.
So they are kind of just saying the thing further down the line.
That was all. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
We've been dealing with it too, and it has sucked, and it's not funny. But,
everyone has.
But commiserating is funny.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. It's time for After Dark. Let's do it.
Yeah. Wow. So fast. So swift.
Sometimes I see
Taylor.
it coming. No. Okay, merch messages. Hey, Linus, how are the LTT cables coming along? I recently had to purchase a lot of cables for my Level 1 Tex KVM switch, and was annoyed that many cables are low quality and I don't have proper labeling.
They are coming along very well. I believe our first order is in production, I want to say. And our second order we are working on, even though we haven't actually gotten our first order yet, because I'm pretty bullish on this product. But transit times are tough, and go-to-market is complicated by the tariff situation. The company we're engaging with to get them made is, and like work on the quality and design side of it, is not Chinese-based, but the production is in China. So, yeah, TBD, I guess.
Problematic.
TBD.
Linus, will you be watching the new Train Your Dragon movie in theaters, or will you prefer to stay home?
I usually do not read reviews of a movie that I know I'm going to see, and How to Train Your Dragon, given that the first one is quite literally in my top 3 of beloved movies. I wouldn't even say favorite, but beloved, very beloved for me. It seems like a no-brainer that I would go, but I kind of wanted to know how badly they massacred my boy before I go. Apparently, they brought back the original composer, which matters a lot to me because John Powell is goated. They brought back Gerard Butler as Stoic, which is pretty cool. So literally the voice actor from the animated movies he's back. So far, what I've read seems to be that it is a fairly faithful adaptation, but doesn't have a lot of soul.
Is it a live action?
Yeah. It's a live action remake of a movie from only 15 years ago.
I personally believe that about all live action remakes.
Honestly,
Just automatically.
Honestly, what I would have been more likely to go see is a remaster.
That's interesting. Is that really...
Because the first one wasn't quite, CGI hadn't gotten, or not CGI rather, computer animation in this case, I guess, hadn't really gotten good yet. The lighting sucks, and the textures are noticeably low quality and stuff. Whereas by the second and especially the third, like they're beautiful films. Whereas the first one is pretty ugly by modern standards. I would have been way more likely to just go see a reanimation of the first one. But the problem with that strategy, money making wise for DreamWorks, is that then there'd have been no reason to remaster 2 and 3 because they're already like good enough. The standards I guess will change or whatever, but I don't know. Like you go back and watch Toy Story 1 and it's like, well, yikes. And then you watch Toy Story 2 and it's like, yeah, that could be better, but it's like fine, I guess. There was a threshold that was crossed. Like I can watch Monsters Inc. and I'm like, that's okay. Wait, no, not Monsters Inc. Like Monsters U. Monsters U still looks great. That was, I believe, the first animated film that had like a really solid solution for global illumination. Is that right, Dan? It seems like the kind of thing you would know.
Sorry, I was reading something else.
Monsters U, was that the first global illumination animated film?
Whoa.
I forget.
I don't know. All
right, never mind. See you later. But yeah, I would have watched How to Train Your Dragon with RTX.
Despicable Me.
Isn't Monsters U DreamWorks?
Nope.
No, Pixar.
Never mind. The
Pixar,
first
sorry.
animated feature film to use global illumination was Shrek 2.
Shrek 2, really? Oh, shows you what I mean.
Well, it's an AI summary, so who knows?
Top Gear says, yikes? What do you mean? Toy Story 1 looks amazing in 4K. The detail is wild. No, you know what? No.
Yeah, Pixar's first was Monsters University.
If I go see it in the theater, it'll be because my daughters want to go. They love dragons. I think I'd probably, man, you can wait a long time for a 4K Blu-ray these days.
Who sells
wait.
Blu-rays?
I'd probably wait.
Willow.
Nice.
Seem pretty cool.
Yeah.
Been around forever.
Yeah.
I think I bought my favorite game from there when I was a child.
Yeah.
Nice.
By the way, Snack Man, how hungry are you?
Me?
Yeah, we could get dinner after that.
Hungry.
We can go get food after the show. Nice.
But you can't watch a movie. What is wrong with you?
Maybe not the whole duration. The movie's like twice as long as getting food.
I mean, it depends.
I'm realizing I have some time.
It takes you a pretty long time to eat.
That's fair.
He's the world's slowest eater. I don't know how he stays as big as he is.
Because he's always eating.
Effort. Yeah.
He has to be always eating.
Yeah.
The runtime of Last Action Hero is 2 hours and 10 minutes. We could totally just go watch it.
That might be too long.
I've never heard you say those words before. I really haven't.
I can check after the show.
You might have said them, just not to me.
Hi, LLD. What's it like living in Canada? What do you like about it, and what do you dislike or would change?
Generally, feel pretty safe as long as you don't go to certain places.
Or outside, or the city, or...
We're in a really temperate part of Canada, so we don't really have to deal with the harsh, super cold Canadian winter, but we also don't get sunlight for 6 months out of the year, so that's a whole thing. This time of year is beautiful, though.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect. And I use that word very sparingly. But the spring and fall in Vancouver is legitimately perfect when it's not raining.
Our housing situation is despicable. We had an incredibly long time to fix it, did nothing about it at all.
Yeah, that's number 2 on my list of things that I'm upset with Professor Justin Trudeau over.
Professor?
I don't know, he taught.
Nice. I like it.
That and not fixing our stupid first past the post voting system.
Like he said he would.
That he got elected on. Butthead. Anyway.
Canada was actually going to do it.
Yeah.
I was excited.
And then he was like, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. Remember that thing I promised? Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loser. Anyway. Yeah, our housing situation is horrible and contributes heavily to a cost of living that is already higher than other like G whatever, however many there are nations. There are issues with it in general. I've been very pleased to have socialized healthcare in my life.
There are issues with it, though.
There are issues with
I
it.
personally know someone who had their cancer progress a stage because it took them so long to get treatment. They're okay, which is nice, but there are examples where the people have not been okay.
Yep.
But I also don't know anyone in Canada who sought out healthcare in Canada that went bankrupt because of it. So.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's like, arm is, at a mangled angle because they just
couldn't
like
go get it set properly.
didn't have health insurance and couldn't get it set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. Our money's plastic.
Yeah.
Smells like maple syrup.
It does to me too. They say they didn't do it on purpose, but I swear to God, it has to be on purpose.
Somebody
Do you smell it?
Snuck it in the mix, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Totally smells like maple syrup.
Hey, Linus, do you have any thoughts on Samsung's latest One UI update forcing an iOS experience on users? I absolutely hate it, and I'm looking at switching phones over it.
Haven't daily driven it. So dry.
Just stop snacking.
Well, I'm hungry.
Do you want a brownie?
No. I want a snack that's not as dry as dog food.
They're pretty goopy.
I haven't daily driven it, and what I was told in my Edge, in the comments under the Edge unboxing over on Short Circuit, is that the drag down from the top, you can actually change that in the settings. You can make it so it just works the old way and you don't have to drag from the corner. But I'll probably end up dailying it pretty soon, just because I kind of want to give a Fold another shot now that I'm not that satisfied with the Pixel 9a. I don't know. I feel like I'm just never going to settle on a phone again now. I just want... Okay, Samsung. If you work at Samsung, you know anyone who works at Samsung, like whatever, help me get this message to them because they don't listen to me myself. Okay, send them this timestamp. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap here so you can have so you can grab the timestamp pretty easily. Samsung. The Galaxy Note 9 was the finest device that you ever made. It had no hole in the screen. It had all of the key features that enthusiasts miss these days, like expandable storage, dual SIM. That's an either or, but still.
With eSIM now.
A headphone jack, both hands-free and fast, not under-screen fingerprint unlocking. It managed to be slim and yet still have decent battery life. Make the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 2. Boom. Sales. You'll be amazed. I don't even mind if you compromise on a couple of those little things, like if it's not so slim, you make it a little thicker, do away with the curved glass at the edge. Not everyone was a fan of that. I liked it. It felt good in the hand, whatever, but not everyone was into it. Fine. I can deal with that. I believe you can do this. Oh, it had no camera bump. That was huge. Let's not have a camera bump, okay? There you go. You're welcome.
Next one's for you.
What?
Next merch message.
Okay.
You're supposed to read it.
Chandler T spent $69 and sent in Borat voice, my wife. Terrible.
Hi, Linus, Luke, and Ledan. One of my favorite little known gaming facts is that the song Baba Yitu from Civ 4 is actually the prayer Our Father in Swahili.
Yeah.
You guys know any known gaming facts? Any little known gaming facts, rather?
I got a good one. I'm going first.
Okay.
Let me find this. Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. I've actually talked about this on WAN show before, but oh no, this is it's a download. It's zip. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay.
Now that song's stuck in my head. I love Baba Yetu.
Okay. Never mind. You're first, Luke.
Well, I don't know if I even have any. Little known gaming facts.
Ubisoft is a terrible company.
Sure.
It's a little known gaming fact.
Yeah.
Nice.
They actually
the
suck.
logo for Assassin's Creed is the bottom of an eagle's skull.
I didn't know
That's
that.
cool. I
Is
didn't
that a
know
little
that.
known gaming fact? Let me make sure this is true.
Thank you, AI summary, Luke.
At least my mental AI summary tries to verify itself.
At least when people lie, they
logo.
mean it.
That's another. That could be a desktop background. Yeah. No, I didn't make it up.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's cool.
Because the original games, the like eagle was a big thing, and then all this like A looking thing that isn't actually for Assassin's Creed. It's the eagle skull. There. That's my fun fact. We'll go with that.
Dang it. I'm working on this. I don't have audio from my computer. Should I?
Yeah, it's playing right now.
It is playing?
Mhm.
Wait, on the stream? I can't hear it.
No, but there is audio playing.
What?
Do you want to hear it? It's-
Yes, I need to hear it.
Do you want to hear it? Do you want to go to stream?
What? I want... yes?
Okay.
What? I want... yes? Oh, no. What am I hearing now?
You're
Oh,
hearing
heavens.
yourself. You said that you wanted to hear what you were playing on your computer,
Well, that's fair.
and it's no longer playing now.
Well, okay. I'm working on... Okay, you know what? The fight sound effect in Civilization 2 for the pre-gunpowder fights uses the same sound effects library as the fight scene between Sir Arthur or King Arthur and the Black Knight in Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that.
That's a great fact.
That's a high quality fact.
This is why you should hire audio
That's
people to do
fantastic
custom stuff for your games.
I'm trying to find a fight. Is there no fight audio in this?
This is a great fact.
Wait, did you...
Do you want to hear it again? Yeah.
Yeah, I need to hear... Why is this so fast? Is this set to like a higher playback speed or what? What is happening? They're fast forwarding the game.
Why can't we hear it? Oh, it's this one.
Amazing music.
I need to hear a fight. I give up. Why don't you do one in the meantime while I search for the sound effect?
I do have some here for Luke, actually. Sure. Question for Luke. You mentioned that you played Titanfall 2 a few times. Have you heard about R1 Delta? It's a new community launcher / servers for Titanfall 1, like North Star for Team Fortress 2, Titanfall 2. There's so many TF2s. Big W for game preservation.
No, I haven't heard of that until now. Thank you for telling me. That's super cool. Agreed. Big W for game preservation. That's awesome.
R1 Delta. That's kind of cool.
Cool name. Yeah. And I also liked North Star, especially because it's a internal game reference and stuff. But yeah, that's awesome.
Transport Fever 2. Thank you. World Travel. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, LLD. No, wait. I think I've got another one for Luke. How's the birds?
I feel like the timing of when people ask this is always horrible. They were doing fine forever, and now 2 of them are back at the vet. Of course, the one that we rescued from the wild is always in perfect health because that's how that works. But Wally, the green and yellow one that has been having for a long time now liver issues, he was on 1 medicine a day. He was on two medicine a day for a while. Then it went down to 1 medicine a day. Then it went up to 7. We're currently on 7, and he was puking.
Dad, I need to hear my audio.
Yeah, sure. It'll go to stream.
I think it was.
Hey, we got it. Thank you, Mindsill from Floatplane Chat. Okay, here we go.
Amazing.
Okay, not this one. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So what is that from?
Okay, hold on.
But anyways, yeah. While he's back at the vet, the vet actually said that he looks like he's in really good health, and they think it was just like a one-time thing. Maybe he ate something weird. Oh yeah.
Hold on. Okay, you don't have to play this part for them, but I'll find the right spot.
Okay, muted.
Okay, go ahead. You're good. Well, no, I need to hear it, Dan.
I don't think you can do that.
What? Really?
It's done through a loop back.
Okay, I'm just going to find it live then.
Hold on. No, I can do that.
It, we'll do it live.
No, I can do that. I forgot that I could do that. There. Yeah, that works.
You can do your thing.
Huh? What?
No, I gotta find the right spot, but you can do a thing.
Yeah, but it's coming. Are they not here? Oh.
Only you guys can hear
splitter. Yeah, okay, I got you. So I'm going to tell you about
three
birds with
submixes
with loud fight music. In the background.
Here, Luke, I might be able to fix that.
It's fine. It's fine.
I got two headphone mixes. I got so many mixes.
But yeah, the vet said that he's doing well, but has decided to keep him for like 48 hours just to make sure that's actually true. He had not lost weight, which is often a sign of things going poorly. And he's looking good, has good energy, all that kind of stuff. The night that he was puking, it did not look good at all. I kind of thought it was the end, to be completely honest, but he held through and then was fine the next day. So things seem to be okay. That does not mean we're getting away from the 7 things of medicine a day. So that's rough. But yeah, it is what it is. Budgies, they don't live forever. So we'll see how it goes. But he's hanging in there right now. That seems like a lot. It is a lot. There's it also has to be spaced out. So there's one that it has to be given every 12 hours, and no other thing of medicine can be given within an hour of it. So he has to receive this thing of medicine and then wait an hour, and then he receives, I think it's 3 right then. Pretty sure. And then you have to wait 11 hours. And then give him the 1, and then wait 1 hour, and then give 2. And then constant. Scoop, I hate to ask, but is Scoop doing okay? Scoop is doing fine. Scoop is doing all good. And Nixie. Nixie is the name that we've given to the foundling bird, the rescued bird. And Nixie is also doing totally fine.
What headphone are you?
Okay, here we go.
Okay. Ready?
Hold on. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just part of it.
Watch your content ID.
Hold on. Okay. So you can... No, dang it. Dang it. So they've used that same...
With some horses.
Bit, yeah. And it's just cut off there. So they're using the same sound effects library almost certainly. There's a couple of other spots in the Civ 2 battle noises and in the battle noises for this fight that use the same bits of tracks. So they've obviously mixed them in their own way, but it's definitely the same library, which I thought was... I don't know. It stood out to me as someone who had played hours and hours and hours of Civ 2 when I watched this film, and I was like,
hold on a minute.
Wait a second. World Travel says that was definitely worth the wait.
Dude, I had to tell the whole bird story with that sound in my headphones the entire time.
I was working on it. I was about to cut it out.
Them off.
No, I got a submix with it as a minus.
Linus is still watching it.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute that for everybody.
But I was still listening.
All right,
fine. I'm over it.
You can turn it back on.
I can turn it back on.
No, I'm good. I got
play whatever you want. I can remove him from our headphones too.
I don't even want it.
Fine.
I'll turn you off.
Oh, That's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're making me sad. Don't do that. Come on, we're just getting into it. Hey, LLD, how does this swimsuit compare to the previous swimsuit? Looking at the photos, it appears to have a finer mesh, is a bit heavier in material, and you use zipper pockets.
In here.
Those are definitely some things. It also has less stretchy draw cords because the previous one was super stretchy. You had to stretchinate it in order to tie it in such a way that it felt really secure. I believe the waistband is a little bit thicker. There was an area where sand could accumulate in the liner somewhere that wasn't like in a pocket on the old one. So we patched that. And yes, the zipper pockets are huge. That was, or the zipper pocket. So it has a zipper pocket on the back.
Oh.
That was, and also a
There's a secret pocket.
Yep, hidden zipper pocket inside the regular pocket bag.
That's a very sizable secret pocket.
Yeah, look, I know it's a $70 swimsuit or whatever, but we're not charging money for nothing. We tried to make a really nice swimsuit.
Whoa.
With the fact in mind that a lot of the time when you wear a swimsuit, it's not just for swimming. Like, that's what you're wearing that day.
Dude, I can fit my phone and my wallet in that secret zipper pocket.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was the idea.
They're both in there. I'm going to take those out of there before I completely forget where they are.
And the last one I've got for you today. You said that short circuit videos were unboxing plus, not review minus. What exactly does that mean? Given that so many viewers view them as reviews, would you mind clearing this up?
Basically what it means is that rather than intending to be comprehensive, we are intending for them to be first impressions of the host, but with the benefit of testing that's been done to clarify any points that the manufacturer may have been deceptive about. So with an unboxing that's not plus, you're basically just relying on whatever the manufacturer said and whatever you can observe in that moment. With a review, I expect the host or a proxy to have extensively used the product and evaluated it. In between that is unboxing plus, where it's based on your initial impressions, and you do rely on materials from the manufacturer, but in cases where you are able, you have information that has been independently validated. That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, it ties into, you use this reference, and it helped it click for me, because I was kind of trying to figure out what short circuit was. But you were talking about how back in the day when we would do more unboxings on the LTT channel, if a product wasn't brand new, you would often use other review sites and show the other review sites in the video. I don't know if saying often is fair, but this is a thing that would happen where we would reference a review site and their performance graphs. It was an unboxing.
Yeah, but we'd be like, yeah, and according to this review on Tweaktown, it really does match up with what the manufacturer says about how fast it is.
Yeah. So now we're just doing that, but with our own data.
Yeah, but it's not everything. We don't have the capacity or capability to test every element of every product we unbox.
Yeah.
So they're unboxings plus.
And then I lied. There is one more. Hello, Linus, Luke, and Dan. I just wanted to shout out my husband who is working his butt off for the company we are starting together.
Nice.
Do you have any advice for a husband-wife entrepreneur teams?
Listen.
Yeah?
That's it. That's the advice.
Listen.
Hey.
Listen.
Hey. Listen.
Be ready to try a bad idea. Prepare yourself for it now. Because even if your spouse or your business partner, not even necessarily just for husband wives, or husband, wife, whatever, your business partner, even if they're the smartest person in the world, occasionally they're going to have a bad idea, and there's no room for inflexibility in a relationship like that. You both have to be ready to try each other's bad ideas and you both have to have the humility to back down when it didn't work.
Sorry.
What? Which of my bad ideas are you remembering?
No. Raxus in Flowplane chat said, prepare for a bad idea with a brand new sexy towel from LTTStore.com. Which was just...
I'm messaging Artie that.
It was great.
Good advertising. Thank you.
All right.
Oh, a hexy towel. Oh, I get it. Wow.
We'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye.